All right, and welcome. I am Michael. Pronouns are he, him, and we're going to be playing some New Orleans by night. If we want to go through, uh, let people know who you are, who you're playing, what your pronouns are, and then we'll do a recap and get into stuff.
Yeah. Hello, friends. My name is Laura or Laura Tutu or Tutu Who. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Maxine the Toreador.
Hey all, I'm Hallie Pino. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be playing Celeste the Tremere.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bran. Uh, Pronouns are he, him, and I'm going to be playing Connell, the gangrel, whose pronouns are also he, him.
All right, and do we want to go over what happened last time?
Yeah,
Yes.
catch the people up.
Hey, let me know what you remember.
Well, this one time we were just vibing at Maxine's club in New Orleans called the Domina. Um, you know, we had some food, and by food I mean we drained some people.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up. And then this poor dear thing came screaming through the service entrance, just scared out of her mind. Turns out she was a recently turned baby vamp who had been turned without permission from the Prince of New Orleans, meaning that she has a blood hunt out on her sorry ass.
And the blood hunt is well, the blood hunt can kind of technically be both, but that is a Camarilla thing, and y'all are anarchs. Basically, say
Mm.
fuck the Camarilla.
So we don't really hold to that in these parts.
Your blood hunt means nothing to me. Um, I fed a corpse to alligators.
Yeah.
Yep, fed
That
a
was
body
great.
to make this poor newly turned vampire disappear.
And she's also that one of the House of Representatives
Oh yeah,
daughters.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yep,
that as well.
Guy Stendel, Kentucky representative.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
And we
That's
don't know what
oof.
clan she is. We don't know what clan she was turned by.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah.
But
We're figuring it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're
Hopefully,
gonna we're gonna get there.
we're working on it. We're
Um,
working on it.
He also met a
what
couple members of the Camarilla.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sabine and
And
Faiz.
Mm-hmm.
it's been
Yeah.
decided that Connell is going to beat the brakes off of Fayez at some point.
Oh, I'm gonna beat this guy senseless.
Yeah,
As I said in the
there's a
last set,
beef. There's a beef.
as I said in last session, boy, you take one more step and I'll make sure you never make it to a man. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt someone. I'm gonna hurt
The
someone.
the glove has been
Um,
thrown.
I'm just going to
yeah.
film it.
Um, oh, what else? Oh, she said some really weird crap like yeah, it's like they were trying to use the blood hunt to try and coax Connell to the Camarilla.
you
It
could you
was
could commit diablerie, become a little more powerful.
Mhm.
yeah, and Connell was just like, I'm not about your shite head, like no, I'm not about you. Like
Get fucked.
she mind very kindly taking yourself and go fucking yourself. Would you mind very kindly? Could you do
If
that
you
for us, please? Would you mind doing it?
if you don't mind, if you could,
It
please.
If
does.
it's
There's an
if it's not
inconvenience. Yeah.
if it's
It's
not
not.
too much of an inconvenience, would you mind
It's
kindly
not.
going and fucking yourself?
It's not a terrible imposition.
I'm getting some Bioshock flashbacks. Would you kindly?
I tell you what to be doing, all right? What you would do is take your man's head there, take your man Fayez, yeah, take his fucking gigantic nuts. Go find yourself a nice spot, light some candles, set the mood, use his head, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, there's a vendetta we put out, man. Connell
Yeah,
not happy.
yeah.
Connell not happy.
You went and
Uh,
found body that would roughly fit, mutilated
yeah,
enough, and fed it. Gave her her clothes and fed it to the gators.
Yeah. Grab some I don't know what you guys call them. We call them joggers, like sweatpants.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Grab some joggers, a hoodie, brought them back for her. We fed her, right? Like we got
We
her
did.
fed.
Mhm. I think we were just wrapping up with having gotten her fed off of that idiot frat boy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Chad Hogan.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she totally like, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Like kissed me. I was like, oh, I don't remember anything for a while, so you know.
Yeah, he doesn't remember a goddamn thing.
Nope.
All right, so I think we come back to y'all with the brand new vampire having recently fed. I think that's about where we ended.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
All right, you were at Club Domina, upstairs in the office. I think did someone just escort like a kind of woozy, knock-kneed frat boy back downstairs?
Yeah, we had somebody make sure that dear Chad got back to his cohorts with nary a memory of what happened. Just darndest thing.
Just that alcohol, it can really just mess with your memory.
Darndest. The
He's been doing shots
darndest
like crazy
thing.
since he got
Yeah,
in.
he's just been. I saw him. You know what? He was slamming tequila shooters like they were mother's milk. So I would just keep an eye on him.
He tried to outdrink an Irishman. Like it's just not going to happen.
Shame that. Shame.
You
Shame
just
that.
she just has this moment where she's just in the after of it, just that's got a kick.
It does that, darling. It does that. First couple times that you have to do that, you're gonna need to be careful. That hunger that you're feeling,
Mhm.
you can make it go away, but the only way to do that is to drain them completely dry, and that causes problems.
I'm not a killer. I don't think I'm a killer.
Well,
None of us do until it happens. The worst part about it is when it happens, you'll enjoy it.
She just kind of like
Oh.
sinks back in the seat and just like,
Even against his better self, like so Connell's a gangrel. And he's very open about the fact he's bled people dry. Like he's drank and killed people. So like against his better judgment, there is like the kind of edge of a smile, at the corner of his mouth, kind of thing.
Connell, darling, you're gonna scare her.
but
We don't need.
She needs to know the dangers of this.
We don't need a scared baby vampire running around, especially if she's been dumped on our doorstep.
Next
She
thing,
needs to
what we do,
understand, though, that this is life and death here. You don't want her to, run home to the fiance and end up accidentally killing him now, do you?
No,
we
no,
don't need a scared baby vampire. What we do need is a vampire who knows exactly what she's capable of doing. Because at some point, she's gonna have to go and fend for herself.
yeah.
If she goes and fends for herself, and she pins some poor bastard up against the wall, and next thing you know, the beast doesn't want to let go.
And that's the
She needs to know.
masquerade shredded.
my father's definitely looking for me.
Well,
His
your
security detail will be too.
father's security detail will find what we want them to find.
Eyes
And
just kind of go wide.
let's just say that for now it's been taken care of. You'll have to lay low. I'm gonna have to try and keep you under wraps for the next little while, but the next little while for you is gonna be the blink of an eye.
Ooh, Mandy, can I have a little bit of your blood, please?
Oh,
Connell.
Mandy.
yeah, she's just yeah, she just kind of
Darling.
looks and she goes, I need a knife or something.
Oh, here, I got one. Now I'll reach over and cut her hand real quick.
Okay.
I'm assuming I carry vials around.
No,
That's...
would you
I just want to figure out where she is.
Careful on the hardwood, would you mind? I literally just had that
I'm
done.
not gonna drop it.
Yeah, she
Connell under
What do you
his
think I
breath is
am?
just like, and you were worried about me being too open with her.
See, if Connell was the one doing it, he would have spilled it everywhere. I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, she goes, will this do something? Are you gonna cut like the back of her hand and get a little bit of
Yeah,
blood
just
off
a
of it?
little
Yeah,
slice.
she literally goes, I've seen the movies, palm is a bad place to cut. They always do that. It's like, you bend your thing all the time.
That's
And then it never
terrible.
heals. And
Yeah.
Well
don't worry,
done.
we're-
This is an amazing site for infection.
Yeah, kind of cut the back of her hand, and it kind of like bleeds out. Are you? What are you catching it in something, or are you just?
Yeah, I imagine I always have some sort of
You're
zombie or
that,
something.
you're that witchy hoe that's got like the little bottles on her at all time.
Oh, the Angelina Jolie, Billy Bob Thornton.
That
Go ahead.
that bullshit.
Oh my god, skeevy.
We make necklaces so we can all have each other's blood.
That's disgusting.
That's how we know we love each other.
Gross.
Connor's just like, I'm just too old for this shit.
Yeah, and you kind of catch the blood and something, and she's just kind of like looking at the wound. She's like, "Is that what does it do? My blood?"
Well, I'm gonna bring this over to a friend of mine and see if they can figure out, or we might be able to narrow down who might have turned you, so we can get to the bottom of this whole situation.
The only reason I think why would they turn me? Like,
Well,
Some people just do it for sport, because then it's just an excuse to get the chance to kill you. I don't know.
Again,
There's all kinds of reasons.
it
if we
depends.
find out who turned you, and there are different clans of vampires,
Mhm.
kindreds, as you start to address them. Different clans have different goals and different paths they follow. If we can figure out exactly which clan you're now a part of, we can possibly see what their goals might have been. I'm going to kind of like eyeball her because, like, obviously some of the clans have a more physical, a more physical change. She doesn't look like she's going Nosferatu.
yeah, she's definitely not going Nosferatu. If she were Gangrel, she's not necessarily showing any kind. Like, she's new enough. She probably hasn't frenzied yet.
Yes.
Where you start
She
to
hasn't-
get some of the more animalistic. Beyond
hasn't
that, as you look
presented.
over, there's nothing about her that necessarily presents as any.
I'm gonna kind of let you know. Give her like again. Connell has no sense of
Personal space.
but on like a human scale, like on a kindred scale, he's like eyeballing her eyes, like sniffing her, and then it's going to turn to Maxine and just be like, I don't think she's one of mine.
No,
And,
but that'd be a
I'm
little
pretty sure
hard to
she
tell.
was. Pretty sure she was one of those sewer dwellers. There'd be a much more physical change.
Sewer dwellers?
Nosferatu, ugly bastards.
Yeah, they
Like the movie?
little bit.
Little bit less Hollywood and a little bit more leprosy and rats.
Yeah, they're awful handy. I know a couple of them. Real good with the computers and the like, getting information from places you may not be able to get information from otherwise. But
Computers, you mean
They
those
don't-
With a
screen?
bunch of Nosferatu.
they
You
don't.
you mean those like screen things that, like, you ask them questions and they give you answers back.
Yes, Grandpa. Those.
She just like she just kind of goes wide eyed at Connell, and then just sort of looks over at Maxine and Celeste a little bit, like,
You should have seen him when I introduced him to an MP3 player.
Oh, he Connell, darling, would you like to explain to Mandy here how old you actually are? Because I wouldn't call him a spring chicken, but he ain't bad for his age.
Well, I was going to lead in and be like, Mandy, your father, are you religious of any kind at all?
we're what would actually be the most common
Baptist,
most common in
probably.
Kentucky, because he's gonna be one of those where
One of them.
what's the main religion? He'll be whatever Protestant.
I love how
Of
it's
course
just
it's
an assumption.
Protestant.
Whatever,
Yeah.
Protestant.
Yeah,
I mean,
generic
see
Christian.
if there's just generic.
Yeah.
I just believe in Jesus. It's just
Jesus.
Jesus
That's
is
all.
just my buddy. 33 20 evangelical. Dad's an evangelical.
He's gonna look at Maxine like translation, please.
He ain't a Catholic, darling.
All right, okay, so you're one of the newer fangled ones. That's grand. Well, to put it bluntly, Amanda, I was around when that whole thing started, and I was
Back
born.
when Jesus was born. Whew.
Not that far back. Seriously, come on. But about 800 years after him,
Eh,
I was around and kicking.
Close enough.
1,200 years old.
No, not 1200. Specifically 1164.
Who's counting?
Who's counting though?
Well,
Oh,
actually, no. That's only from when I was embraced. If you're talking from when I was born, you're looking at around about 1194. So close enough to 1200 years old. Yeah.
and if you want to see him have a stroke, you should hand him a cell phone.
I swear, Maxine, I'll break another one. I'm not doing it again.
You still haven't broken that goddamn Nokia I got you. Those things are fucking indestructible, and I told you that.
Yeah, I might not have broken it, but the swamp has a new play toy.
You're impossible.
I think he killed the crocodile. He threw
I
it at,
don't
honestly.
see what's wrong with just walking to someone's door, knocking, and
it's so
asking
far
to speak to
away.
them.
So far away. Also,
And it
what if they
takes
don't want to?
forever,
What if they
and-
don't want to see your sorry face? How about that?
Amanda, let's just
Sometimes
have
I
it
just
be
don't want to deal
known
with
that-
Maxine face to face.
Let's just have
Quick
it be
text,
known that if
done.
you can be any less annoying than these two, you'll be my new favorite. Okay.
Ew. We are your favorite fucking people in this goddamn swamp. Don't you forget it.
You love us.
I'm just gonna do gonna give him that like blink blink
Connor just looks at Celeste like
blink 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 blink. blink, blink.
blink. Yeah, but he'll kind of like wave them off a bit and be like, point is, time isn't as much of it's less of a resource to you. Now, beforehand, you have to think about every little second, plan every little minute to make sure you lived your life to the fullest.
I have to be honest, I
No.
wasn't really planning every second. I was kind of just going with the flow and partying and enjoying being rich.
Well, you can
So
still
not much is
potentially
going to
have that.
change except the being rich, but you can work on that. You got a
Well,
while to work on it.
We're comfortable with my little get up here. But we're gonna have to make sure that you are unseen for the time being. And you're probably gonna have to cut that pretty hair of yours, darling. I'm sorry to say.
So I can't. I mean, they're going to put pictures and stuff up on me pretty quick. And if I go
That's
back,
fine.
If you go back,
those
you will
people are
kill
going to
them,
find me.
or you will kill them.
Or even worse, you'll break the curtain that we work very, very hard to keep between our kind and their kind.
How did you handle this when you were? I mean, did someone just?
Oh, poor, very poorly, darling, very poorly. I
You
can
handle-
tell you that much.
It was a different time for me. It was something I willingly chose.
Mm.
It's a very different time.
I've been on the run for 2 nights, so it's just nice to see people who aren't trying to kill me.
Well, people are still going to be trying to kill you. See, the thing is, you've got a big old target on your back there.
I appreciate the fact that you're okay with someone just saying, "Let's be fucked up about all this."
I mean, what other choice do you have, honey?
Therapy is way too expensive.
It's true. Although you could make a killing, getting someone to sit down and head shrink all us undead motherfuckers. There is just centuries of built up trauma between all of us.
Well, I got less than 30, and oh, fuck.
So, as of right now, you, my dear Amanda, are on lockdown. You cannot be seen. You cannot be heard from. In fact, did we already get rid of her cell phone?
Yeah, I gave it to Connell to put it in the.
Fantastic.
Wait, that thing was a phone.
Yes, dear. Yes, it was.
Not all of them have buttons.
Some just have the flat little screens on.
I don't even just
Don't
move
worry
along.
your pretty little ginger head about it.
Oh no, looks really, really distressed about the state of the world.
Maxine just kind of gives him a little like pat on the head, and sits in front of Amanda and just kind of gives her the rundown. So you're gonna have to stay here, and if you're not staying here, well, you're not going out in the light of day at all because it'll kill you.
Say
So
goodbye
like
to beach
houses, running water, holy symbols.
Not
Some people.
necessarily.
Connell's gonna reach down and pull out the rosary beads that he has. Like, religious symbols don't really do much unless they've got a genuine belief behind them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And it depends on who you are as well.
she would. Part of me just wants to do that evangelical. It's like, well, I meant real ones, not Catholic. She wouldn't say that though. I think she's the one whose family became religious.
Connell steps outside. Brand new vampire. Who wants a brand new vampire? Fresh off the boat.
Do I hear
Fresh.
50,000? Do I hear 50,000?
Fresh Kindred.
But yeah, you'll find that some of the stories probably aren't quite what you remember. For one, never mind garlic. Like, human food is just not. It's not nice to many of us.
It'll make you very sick.
Some of us can handle it, but you won't be able to. You won't be able to sleep with it. You'll have to bring it back up.
You're gonna have to stick a finger down your throat.
Yeah, it's
All
not
right,
pleasant.
so
Nope.
no food.
Nope.
Okay.
Running water is a myth.
Again, depending on who you are. There's a couple of kindred that I know who, for whatever reason, when they were turned, they it's almost like it got stuck in their head that was how vampires work, and it.
I think
I
it
don't
happened to
know.
Connell, considering he avoids the shower so much.
I avoid the shower because I'm right next to him in swamp. There's plenty of water there.
Connell, I've explained to you that the water in that swamp is no longer as clean as it should be. I'm just
Oh,
letting you
what?
know.
And we have to worry about diseases, do we?
No, but you, honey,
What?
sweetie, baby, darling, light of my life.
Where did your guard go? Do you think we can get him to like just hose him down out back?
I don't know.
Celeste, if you try and put a hose anywhere near me, I'll turn it back round. And I'll make whatever this is that you call clothing look somewhat more like clothing.
And Maxine just kind of looks Amanda dead in the face with that. Do you see what I have to deal with? Do you see? Do you understand? She's very much like this. This is it. This is hell. This is what I died. This is hell.
Died, but it's not
died.
hell yet.
I died.
While you're doing it, and Connell's head is just like the sound from like Titanic when they're at the party and we all the rest of them. He's just like, this is fun.
So no eating human food unless you can sort of. There are things that we can teach you how to do, or someone can teach you how to do. It's going to be slow going for a while. No human food, no sunlight. Careful not to get a stake to the heart. Make sure no one tries to take your fucking head off, but that goes for most living things, or unliving, as it were.
It's a good habit to get into.
sorry to say it, dear, but if you're relying a lot on the myths, it doesn't seem like you're one of my clan. Therefore, turning into a bat or anything like that might be off the table for you.
Although I think we did create a lot of those myths for our own protection.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
It'd be handy.
And at that point, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna look at Max and like, I'm gonna do it.
Don't
I'm
do
gonna
it.
do it.
Don't do
Do
it.
it.
Don't
I'm
you
gonna
don't
Do it.
don't
Do it.
don't
I'm gonna,
don't
I'm gonna,
don't.
I'm gonna like kind of like lean towards like towards one of the doors, start making like the low purring noise in the bottom of my throat, and bring Pushin to me.
You bring which out?
Bring Pushin, my familis,
Little fluffy bastard.
my little bobcat.
It's,
And
I
was
picture them being
downstairs.
like, I picture them being like absolutely like fucking scruffy as hell.
Mhm.
Like this is a bobcat that is like, it's not like one of these sleek bobcats you see in like the zoos. Like this is a bobcat who is she's been out there fighting, like just like fucking people up. So she's like
It's
wandering.
like a
and she's,
notch
like,
in the ear, and
Oh
like-
yeah.
that tail, that little like notch tail is mostly gone.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is a
I feel like
bobcat
she's-
that's seen
she's-
some shit.
She's almost got like a swagger to her, like, oh yeah.
And Maxine pretends to hate her, but I don't think Maxine actually hates her. It's very much like the dad who's like, I don't want no fucking animals in my house, and then lo and behold, who's cuddling the fucking cat on the couch.
Yep.
When she arrives, I'll just be like, like scratching her head, but like with those like almost like saber tooth style claws that he's got, just like scratching her head. Like, there's some advantages.
They come with pets.
If you're of Connell's
You go to the pet store?
Those like Connell have more of a connection with animals. It could be things like Pushing here, or I know a feller who's particularly good with rats. It's a little disconcerting, but you know, if you need to go in and listen places where you're not supposed to be listening, it's awfully handy. Well, like I explained before, Celeste is good with, well, magic. She can use her blood to make things happen. I am very persuasive and can be charming when I so choose.
she doesn't
don't-
choose very often. in
No,
case
I
you couldn't
don't.
Tell.
To be perfectly honest, it's exhausting.
I would be charming, but y'all suck.
I would be charming, but I hate you motherfuckers. But once Celeste gets someone to take a look at your blood, we'll have a little bit more information about which of the clans you belong to and what that's going to mean for you going forward. But for now, we'll find you some clothes. Make sure you've got somewhere safe to go to ground in the morning. And we'll help you lay low for a bit, at least till the heat's off you.
Okay. So, at one point, I'm also right about to fix that problem with the overlay for Connell. Move some stuff around. I forgot to put the newer one I created. Move some.
Ooh,
of
we
this.
got a new overlay.
Very slightly.
Giggity. Look at that.
There you go.
Thanks,
Now we've got
Kendo. We're a bunch of assholes.
Oh, yeah.
What's really great is like I feel like as we're messing with the overlay, like my favorite thing about Vampire the Masquerade is you think it's gonna be like dark intrigue and gothic romance. No.
Nuh-uh.
We're
Oh,
gonna sit here and fucking snipe at each other.
Oh, it'll get to that thing though. I almost made someone cry during Worldwide Wrestling. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Right.
his son was proud of him.
Right now we're just gonna sit here and bitch at each other
Oh yeah.
like idiots, because that's what we got going for us right now. Can do
Best
attitude.
friends that anyone could have.
A GED and a can-do attitude.
You do know at some point you probably need to like send this up the flagpole to some of the higher ups in the Anarch movement, because this
Oh.
is a
Oh.
big deal.
Connor will take care of that.
Yeah, Celeste, you might want to go with him. You've got connections there as well, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Shit. Would we know of any of them having any sort of a gathering tonight, or anyone who might be swinging by the club later?
There's essentially like the idea of Elysium. I got to double check if the Anarchs actually have a. They'll have something similar, but I don't remember if they have a different name for it. But the idea of Elysium is essentially places where people can meet, where violence and such is forbidden. Usually held by the Reeve. You do know that there is a meeting a little bit later this evening for Anarchs at St. Louis Cemetery Number 1, which that place has basically been turned into an Anarch meeting spot. It's the outdoor one for when things are nice out, which tonight
the
it
outdoor.
happens to be. Yeah, because there's some love for just the atmosphere of that location, because Anarchs do still love how that stuff looks.
Listen, we're fucking extra. There's no bats about it. Like, if you're gonna be a vampire, you might as well at least go whole hog. We're immortal, for fuck's sake. Shit. I don't know. Apparently, I've decided that Maxine is an offshoot of my father. This is what he sounds like.
Within the Anarchs, would we know of anybody in particular who is kind of like higher up the chain of command? Like, would we know anybody personally?
No, the thing is you're gonna know like the heads of it, because the Anarchs themselves, by their nature, kind of have to be fairly open with each other. Right. They have to kind of talk about stuff, because to a large degree the people that are in charge of things are because enough people believe in them.
It's a fucking democracy as opposed to goddamn manifest destiny bullshit. So well, if I remember correctly, there is going to be a little town hall meeting at the cemetery. If we can get her there safely, it might not be the worst idea to make sure that, well, they know she exists.
We should bring her.
You want to leave her here by herself?
I think she'd be fine here. Just give her the keys to the club. I'm sure she can lock up. You seem capable.
Yeah, so we're going to be taking her with us. Otto gets really jittery about the idea of no,
ma'am. Yeah, Maxine gets a little tetchy about other people taking care of the club when she does not know who the fuck they are. We'll just get my my car. As long as we can.
I love Celeste's attitude so much. I absolutely love it.
Fucking
but
terrible. I love her.
Connell's just like, if I could have a heart attack, I would.
But how, Storyteller, how much time are we looking at for said prayer meeting?
Oh, to get there. The thing is, people are going to kind of be gathering there for a while. You do not live very far away from it. Like if you happen to look on our little map we created, it's not all that far from where y'all are.
Now we could wander that way, but with those motherfuckers sniffing around, I think we might want to go with one of my cars.
Connell looks very visibly shaken. I'm not getting inside one of those metal death boxes
I
again.
swear to God, Connell, you're going to have to get over that eventually. It's not gonna kill you. Not much could fucking kill you. You know that,
of course
right?
It's not gonna.
Maybe if someone else drove instead of Maxine. Might be
That's why we've got Antovich.
Okay.
Driver, butler.
Or I could walk. Like, I'm happy to walk. Like, I don't mind it.
So. Oh, are you scared, Connell?
He's terrified of that thing. You know that.
Bono is going to look at Celeste with a pure burning hatred and be like, I'm not scared.
It's okay, baby.
If you're scared, like I can go get a teddy bear for you to cuddle
Tell
up with the
fucking
whole-
Anton or whatever the fuck his name is to get the car, will you?
And Maxine will have Antovich bring the car around.
All right. Yeah, they go ahead and bring a car. Getting organized and some stuff when I gotta grab it on. Oh yeah, that is what the cemetery looks like at night. Smaller than I thought that one was. But that is the number one cemetery. So yeah, when you get there, it's one of those things where there's a couple ghouls and such that kind of remain in places where others aren't going to see quite so well as people are kind of wandering by because it's not too far off the some of those main strips.
We're gonna
are letting people in.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure before we leave that Mandy's got a nice hood on, or at the very least, like baseball cap kind of a thing. Got her hair tucked up. We want to make her look schlubby so she doesn't draw attention.
Ooh, Mandy, you're gonna want to pick a really nice above ground one for staying the night.
She's
Like
like,
one of the marble ones might be nice.
Don't, Celeste, don't. No.
I don't know what you're reacting about. I slept in a hole in the ground for the first couple of years.
We know.
Oh, so back in my day, we just dug a hole in the ground and made food.
I'll be honest,
We had to dig out both ways.
There was a lot of things we used holes in the ground for.
That was never one of them. We never had issues with that.
Yeah, like shortly after you come in, Rita de Luna. If you happen to click on the Miller note and want to look at the New Orleans NPCs, we're going to meet some of the movers and shakers of the Anarch movement. The ones over on the left-hand side are the Anarchs. These are the ones who they tend to they've kind of got the most social power. Some of them, like Nassar is the Reeve, which is essentially the Anarch version of the sheriff. But Nosferatu are always vitally important in just about any organization because informationally they're incredibly good at finding the things that they need to. She kind of like melts out of the shadows, just sort of looks and goes, "You brought a new friend."
Hello, dear.
Has it been a while? Do you come to these meetings often, or do the three of you usually do your own thing?
Maxine would be there enough to make sure folks know her name. So she isn't. She comes there enough so people leave her the fuck alone.
What about Celeste?
Oh no.
I don't think Celeste would go very often. Yeah, I don't think that's her vibe.
Connell probably attends regularly, but like kind of like on the kind of outlines of it, mostly as like a what would people know in his name and such. It's mostly a case of like he's trying to keep alive the almost like the mystery around him. Like, oh, is that him? Is that not him? As almost like an intimidation of factor of if I show up enough that they see that I might be real, they might fucking leave me alone.
You have 3 in there, right?
Yeah, 3 in status.
Okay, yeah, average. Yeah, so yeah, you got you basically you're below holding the office, but you're kind of fairly high. I bet he's very mysterious. I bet he's very busy. Cut to your off days playing video games. Like,
Connell's just sitting like carving a wooden block with his nail. Like,
I'm mysterious.
I'm dark and brooding. Oh, no, peeing. I say that right, but Celtic pagans, like they were all about that shit. Like flowers.
Yeah, Rita looks over at Connell, kind of like inclines her head, and then over at Celeste, and kind of like pops her head over a little bit, and goes, "I don't think we've seen you in one of these gatherings quite."
It's just very stuffy here, and I feel like in order to like enjoy this place, you need to have a rod stuck up your ass.
It's one of the few things when Connor's like, I'm really proud I know this girl.
Just kind of smiles, and she goes, "Kind of like the same. Of course, me and mine, these are the places we. But if it's important enough to bring all three of you here together, that with this, as you kind of like, and like you've got like Amanda's just like eyes a little bit wide, looking over because Rita for a Nosferatu is not nearly as hideous as a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
but is like definitely incredibly unnerving. The sort of reddish glowing eyes and the scars and such, and like the body itself, like hands are kind of a little bit over big, uh, almost clawed, and goes, "He's new. He's at least never seen one of
Okay.
us."
She's
Connell's
very
gonna
new.
Connell's gonna kind of move to stand, not like in front of Amanda, but like his shoulder is kind of like crossing her shoulder when Rita says that she's new. Like he's getting in a stance of like putting himself in the way kind of thing.
Well, Rita, that is the problem, and that is why we are here tonight.
He's not. He's the one that Camarella's been at.
And that's a problem for all of us.
The fuck did she find her way to you three?
She was chased towards us.
Who chased?
Sabina.
Bias.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I hope you don't like him too much because I'm gonna rip his fucking head off at one point.
Connell's decided that Fayez is on his shit list.
Don't worry, I'll take videos for you.
I put most of the Camarilla on the shit list. What?
Camarilla's just like us. They've just got a different way of seeing things. Their way happens to be wrong.
They've been sending out a bunch of. They've been sending out a bunch of their young ones to go and try to find someone. I'm assuming this must be her.
They tried to use it as a method of recruitment.
Recruitment.
Sabine made a rather lucrative offer about switching sides.
Blood hunt? And just immediately turns and goes, "Come with me," and then just like right through a bunch of people till you've got Anastasia Blaze and Oriane, who's basically the Baron of New Orleans, kind of in a heated argument over in one corner. She just like comes up. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Oriane, 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 Bouchard. She goes, "Oriane, the one they're looking for, it was a blood hunt." And Oriane's just face kind of freezes. And then looks back at the four of you. She just goes, "I'm assuming this new one here is the one that the Camarilla was looking for?"
Yes. She ran
Absolutely.
through my back door at the
Your
club.
newest juice box.
Here's a problem. This was a blood hunt. Who told you it was a blood hunt?
Sabina and
Sabine.
Fayez.
Couldn't have been recruiting. When Camarilla decide they want to recruit some of us, they make that blood hunt common fucking knowledge for everybody. In fact, sometimes they even hold them themselves for a bit, trying to let someone in, because frankly, most of us don't like our own kind. It tends to lead to some addictive properties.
Yeah.
So if they had this as a blood hunt and weren't letting anybody else know, that seems like that's a different problem altogether.
And that's why we are here, ma'am. The fact that they haven't made this public knowledge gives me all sorts of heebie-jeebies.
Sabine has already made very clear that The Camarilla's looking for people who have not so much an office, but people who have got a name to themselves. She made it very pointedly clear that I could drink the girl. I of course told her where to fucking shove it, because quite frankly, I'd rather shit in my hands and clap.
Fuck the Camarilla. It was like she's ignoring her Amanda entirely. And goes, "What do we know about her?"
Oh, there's a what was it you said? A lord, a duke.
He's the representative of Kentucky, ma'am.
That one.
Guess serfdom.
A U.S. representative.
Yes, ma'am.
And like next to her, Anastasia's in there just kind of like gasps a bit. Goes, "There is no fucking way on earth even the Camarilla would be stupid enough to turn the daughter of a representative and let her loose in the city."
We haven't yet figured out who's done it, but that is next on our list. Figuring out what clan she's going to belong to.
As far as I can understand, I don't think she's one of mine, and I don't think she's Nosferatu.
No.
At which point, Rita
tell yet.
Rita's laugh is quite loud at that point. Oriane just like kind of like her hand, temple in her hand. She's like, "Quickest way to get the Second Inquisition on us is to drop the fucking daughter of a representative, turn her and let her be seen."
Well, it's a good thing we got a body dumped in the swamp that looks just like her.
Or at least enough like her after an alligator's seen to it.
Who took care of that?
Well, I was just going to tap his chest.
Connell, I'm going to want you to talk with Rita, get more information so we can make sure that they find that. Well, one, we can make sure, one, that they find it, and two, whoever's taking care of any DNA samples knows what the answer is. We have ourselves a fucking problem.
Yes, we do. Amanda Sugar, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Amanda Stendhal, and I was out partying a couple nights ago, got away from my security detail, and now I am this. I've been on the run for a couple days from those two, then found them.
They crossed the line. They moved into our territory. No introductions, no courtesy, and then had the gall to try and recruit and insult.
Chances are she's not high enough generation to actually make a difference as far as their power goes, but draining forth the Kindred, that's a taste that once people get, once others get, they have a tendency to keep. That part checks out. I'm more worried about the Camarilla calling a blood hunt without letting it be known to everybody, because that's always been one of their ways of bringing us in. And whoever brought this in, he turns to Rita and goes, we know about the Sabbat coming around here at all?"
Shit.
And Rita's like, "I'll have my people on it immediately."
Not those creepy bastards.
I really think that is going to be something behind this.
She goes, "Sabbat's how much do each of you know about the Sabbat out of character?"
I know that they are weird and they're fucking creepy and they're very much vampire supremacy.
Yeah, they're like the zealots, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
And it's one of
like them.
At the basic level, they're often like, they can be the enemy. But one of the big things about the Sabbat, they got chewed up by the Second Inquisition. Like when the Tremere got demolished, when basically a whole bunch of Camarilla strongholds. One of the things that the Anarchs actually gained much more of one was the Second Inquisition. Sabbat got incredibly fucked up by it. So instead of being this big, massive kind of army of vampires and kindred that would go and do stuff, they've now almost turned into like terrorists. They work much more loosely now, even occasionally pretending to be Anarch or Camarilla. The Second Inquisition, if it gets called into New Orleans, the Sabbat is usually in the best place to be affected by it, because they might not even.
Shit.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look to Orion and just be like, maybe trying to make a grab for ground.
Ah. Or the Camarilla.
If it's the Sabbat, we got a bigger fucking problem on our hands.
The risk that would be for even Romeo's not that desperate.
With all due respect, Orion, I don't really think the Camarilla are worrying about the risks they're posing. I'm going to just gesture to Amanda when I say that.
They didn't know she was turned. That's the problem.
I'm not leaving them out of the possibility of the equation. However, I'm telling you it's fucking low. Because if we were trying to do the same thing to cause damage to the Camarilla, the amount of shit that would come down on our heads, because the difference between us, the Camarilla, versus the Sabbat, we are fucking entrenched. You think there aren't people in some of those organizations been trying to keep an eye on us?
Well,
There's things people know. This is
what
too
if they're-
dangerous.
what if there's Sabbat inside the Camarilla?
Explain.
Well, Sabbat, they're as far as I'm understanding, they're what's the word that you lot use?
Sleepers.
Yeah, terrorists, right?
Mhm.
They strike unseen. What if there's people inside the Camarilla who are
It's entirely
less inclined to their ways?
Trying to pull down the ivory tower from the inside.
or trying to cause problems on our end, because they could also be in the Anarchs.
Lovely.
That possibility is entirely true. If this is something Romeo did, then Romeo's got much bigger plans than just sending this out.
We're not going to have to meet up with these bastards, are we?
We'll have to talk at some point.
I hate him. He's such a
I have
slimy.
to.
He's such
And
a
just kind of,
slimy
at this
pig.
point, sort of looks over at Celeste and goes, frankly, Celeste might know the most about him. I know you parted ways with the Camarilla, but we're both a part of the same clan at the same part of the clan at one point.
Yeah, it's just I don't like Lana. I want to talk to him.
I also
like it.
I don't like the idea of somebody that I know being in that kind of harm's way. Not entirely a fan of it.
Well, it's not like she'd be going in by herself. I suppose the rest of us would have to fucking go too.
I mean, that wasn't a question. If Celeste is going anywhere where there's a possibility of one of them Camarilla bastards taking a turn and
If we send a
putting a
contact,
knife
there's a
in someone's
possibility
back.
we can meet on neutral space. Connell, you are respected. People know who you are. You also are not official envoy of the Anarchs. So if this meeting happens, it's an off the books thing. Romeo gets to save face, gets to bump into you someplace without being suspicious outside of anybody who actually knows about this. And Sabina and Fayez are unlikely to let people know that they're the ones that fucked up if they were trying to catch them.
And what kind of concern do you have about the potential for a Sabbat sale within our Anarchs?
You know what I envy about the Camarilla?
Mm.
Camarilla keep really close fucking tabs on their own. Anarchs make that a little more difficult. Now, granted, that's the price of freedom, and I'll be fucked before I go and join anything like the Camarilla. But it makes my job a bit harder than Romeo's. Romeo's got all sorts of fucking layers in place of people who owe people who owe people. I gotta try to hold this place together through force of personality and alliances. That is a pain in my ass sometimes. I'll take that trade off, but there's a possibility in both. It's just a lot harder to tell with a Not
Is
that
there
I'd
a
ever
po-
fucking say that to that asswipe.
Is there a possibility that someone like Amanda exists on our side? Is there a possibility somebody's from us is out turning people and chasing them into Camarilla territory?
There's a possibility in Anarch created someone, got caught, ran away, something happened. Yeah, that's absolutely a possibility.
Just
Of
that
course,
the
whoever
Anarchs
these-
keep such close tabs on everybody. How could something like this slip through the cracks and
Well,
only
just-
they knew about it?
Just the Camarilla does. The Anarchs don't keep track of shit. We're much more loose.
I mean, if the Camarillas got someone running through who's actually working for the Sabbat, I mean, that could be the problem there. The Sabbat wants, well, they want to be top dog. They don't think that we should have to hide like this. Best way to bring everything out in the open is to set a baby vampire loose in New Orleans or any major city.
Get Secret Service looking for her.
Yep.
There needs to be an unofficial meeting between somebody with no office and this Romeo fella.
And we need to make sure that body gets found quick.
I can take care of that.
You and Rita?
I can,
Yeah, but Rita's just like, let me know where it's at. We'll make sure it gets picked up, and we'll make sure that whoever's doing the autopsy, checking the DNA.
I'll look at Rita. I'm like, do you have a map?
Yeah, pulls out.
Apparently not one on a screen.
She's like, I don't have a fucking full map with me. It's 2021. If it's 1980, I go out to my car and pull one out of the glove box. This is what I got.
Look, you can move the map.
Rita, do you mind?
You happen to have an atlas.
Yes, I'm fairly certain we can get our hands on one.
Can you
Does it
change
even
the?
exist anymore?
Can you change the picture of the thing on the
Yeah.
little
do you
magic
want it?
thing? So no, change it so that it doesn't look like a fucking map. So it looks like so it looks real. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so here, like look, you can make it look like trees, and then look, we can flip it, and it's like you're walking on the road.
I'm old, not 5.
I'm old,
he's-
not
he's-
5.
He's gonna lean in and do the very much like grandparent thing of like.
Oh, it went off the screen. I lost it.
Okay, there's now a pop up.
Connell, darling, just come here.
Don't click on that.
Eventually, he'll get to the point where he can go there. That's where I left it.
Rita takes a look at it and goes, okay, I can find that. I can have people go lead who needs to be led there.
Wonderful.
Also, the one who supplied the body did us a favor. He should be. I don't know. Do we pay people? Is that a thing we do?
I'm not paying people. I live in a basement, dude.
We'll double check that he's well rewarded for his silence. I'm assuming he's a friend of yours who knows to keep his yap shut.
I wouldn't say friend. He doesn't know about us. He doesn't know what we are. He just helps out every now and again. He's an acquaintance, but at the same point, he still takes on some risk on himself doing this. I have to stress, though, he does not know about us. I think he thinks that we're some kind of criminals.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
sounds
entirely
about right.
sure.
Okay. Well, give us some information. We'll have someone talk to him, make sure a little extra comes his way, and he shuts up.
And I'll give them the name of Anish, was it? Anish? Dr. Anish? Yeah,
Think
Anish
so.
Gotra. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. And then Orion kind of looks over at Amanda and goes, well, She's staying with all of you?
That's that's my intention. Showed up at my doorstep, scared and alone, and well, it's not in my nature to leave a woman alone and afraid in the street.
She should. I mean, if she's at your club, she'll be safe while you have a talk with him. At least keeps the rest of us on a. Let's say the ability. What the fuck's the word for where you can say, "Oh, I didn't know about that," but you actually
Plausible.
did. Yeah, plausible
deniability.
gives me some plausible deniability. So as far as anyone else is concerned, y'all didn't meet up with us
Nope.
because not like Connell just barge in to kick a door down and yell at somebody at any.
Oh no, he's never
That-
done that.
no,
ever.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That didn't happen last week.
I've done that several times.
Shut up.
I'm being sarcastic. Connell, we've talked about this.
No, but I.
Sarcasm's just a fancy word for lying.
And we're lying.
Yeah, I'm a fucking
But-
liar, darling. It's how I got to where I am. Not just because I'm pretty. Come
yeah,
on
that
now.
didn't get you far.
Fuck off. I will take her under my wing and ensure that she does not cause undue trouble, but she's gonna kind of look at Amanda. I think she's catching on pretty quick.
Where should I meet this? What was his name? Romeo.
Romeo.
Where should I meet this fella?
He'll be. Ooh, that's. I don't know how. Kind of like this idea just because it's a little bit cheesy. The swamp on the swamp on Bourbon Street. He goes, just the kind of chintzy fucking place that asshole would hang. It's Rita. Rita kind of makes a phone call. Lets us know that's where he's at.
How many people should I bring, or is this a one-on-one situation?
Probably keep it with the three of you. People know y'all run together.
If they start anything, what's our merit so far as fighting back?
They're probably not going to, especially if she's not with you. They're going to want to know that she's elsewhere because chances are he knows the same information.
Sabina and
But
Fayez are two yappy little runts. I wouldn't put it past that Fayez prick to try and start something.
Yeah. You have Nassar on the phone. Let them know that you've talked to him. We can have some people ready if there's a problem. And you can let them know that you've talked to Nassar, but not about what it's about. She kind of calls over Nassar. Nassar doesn't look like he's tough as shit, but you know he's tough as shit. There's a reason he's the sheriff. Looks kind of clean cut in a lot of respects, actually. Stuff is kind of explained to him fairly quickly. He goes, I can have people down the street. If there's a problem, all you got to do is let them know that you've talked to me. That by itself should cause a problem from happening. Besides, Bourbon Street's off limits as far as it's essentially Elysium. Stuff happens there. There's way too many fucking people around for their problem.
And well,
he's probably meeting some of his business contacts there because he can go down there and know he doesn't get bothered by other kindred too.
All right.
If we could also ensure, and I hate to put an undue burden on our little cotillion here, I would appreciate making sure my club doesn't become the target point. I know I kind of shot that right in the ass with actually taking the poor girl in, but well, it's a nice little front for us, you have to admit.
Yeah, she goes too public of a place. Most people are going to know about it. We'll have some people keeping an eye on her.
Thank you. Well,
I mean, if you feel better, she can stay at my place. She can keep the ghost entertained.
And Amanda just kind of looks ghosts.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're real too. Seriously, you'll get used to it.
what? Yeah.
What, you tell me werewolves are real too?
Yep.
What?
Yeah, and some of them are nice, some of them are bastards.
You, Amanda, darling, you got a lot to get through, and
Okay.
there are only so many hours in the night. We'll help you get through it little by little, though. I promise.
Okay.
Um. Well, Oriane, it sounds like we have our heading as far as meeting up with Romeo tonight.
All right. Good luck. But we'll have some people as Nassar because we can take her back and make sure that she's protected.
We were able to get a little blood into her, so she shouldn't be anywhere near frenzy. But well, you know who my regulars are. They're usually willing to help.
Be sure and let them know we don't know which clan she is, so make sure they're ready for anything, just in case.
Okay, that'll be fun. All right, Amanda kind of goes and talks with her. He's got a like that kind of air of authority. You, immediately, you can tell that she's sort of used to being around sort of military, police, escort type people. Like he's got that kind of bearing that she very quickly feels comfortable with.
It's that vibe.
Okay, guys, there's another one I'm going to adopt. I'm going to adopt another one. It's great. Can't be everybody's grandpa. I can't do it.
Nope, too late. It's happened. You just
Have
got
you
it.
met the grandpa of New Orleans?
No, he's the vampire of New Orleans.
Vampire.
Eh,
God
eh.
damn it.
You're the one who said it first, Brand. Don't look at me like that.
Yeah, I didn't say I was a I said the word vampire, right? You're the one that said I was the grandfather of everybody.
Yeah.
Great. The guy looks like he's like late 20s, early 30s, but he's the eternal
But he's
grandparent.
got
Fucking
the
great.
attitude of an 85-year-old.
Like we said,
yeah.
Laura and I've got a friend who is he 30 yet?
I don't know.
He's like late 20s, has got a grandpa vibe.
He is somehow an old man at
I
24.
am a grandpa babe.
My husband's a grandpa at
We
26.
tell you about he going shooting with all the people who did like Old West guns with all the special. I'm like, dude, one, you're probably the only person who wasn't white there. You're also probably the youngest person. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit, because he's a grandpa. Okay, so, god damn it, I really don't like this guy.
Amarilla. Not much about him too, like.
No, let's go.
All right. Urban Street is crowded as fuck. Tourists are going kind of all throughout there. You hear the noise well before you actually reach the streets themselves. So the thing with the swamp, Swamp on Bourbon Street is one of those bars that's got like a there's like the balcony that goes all the way around, and as you're kind of going towards it, you actually see that the balcony itself seems to rent out.
Mhm.
You have a bunch of like older and some like late 20s, mid 30s businessmen that are on there. A lot of them sort of like screaming out and throwing beads to the crowd and stuff. I don't know if that happens all year round.
Yeah, I was there. I was there around like Halloween-ish, and they were still doing the thing. It depends on the bar.
Yeah, so they're kind of like throwing the stuff, and the people in the crowd are they're earning them. And you kind of see often.
I was at Mardi Gras. I know what that means.
And you see kind of on one corner, Romeo's sitting there talking with a couple older gentlemen and one who's looks like late 30s maybe, and talking kind of intensely at one side while over the rest of them they've also got a number. There's a number of drinks on the table from what you can see. However, the one in front of Romeo seems to have barely been touched.
I suppose we are headed in that direction.
How do we want to approach this?
I mean, they know we're coming. Let's
But I
go.
was gonna like look at his clothes, like noticing that he is very much underdressed compared to all of the people that are around Romeo. Like he's wearing like very kind of a shirt very similar to what I'm wearing just now, but instead of buttons, it's like a drawstring. Like he does not fit in with suits at all. Especially, he's also got like feathers and braids in his hair. Like he just does not. He just stands out.
Yeah, no. Well, then you've got Maxine the Toreador, who is dressed to the nines and doesn't seem to have a problem on the cobblestone streets and her platforms.
Truly impressive.
Yep. Gonna wander over, look as pleasant as I can when I want to punch him.
Yeah. So as you're kind of like heading in, um, there's the crowd there. It's kind of like just like assholes to elbows as you make your way through, and
Gross.
then the stairs kind of going up. Aladdin Edris, who's the Banu Hakim sheriff of New Orleans, kind of makes his way down, and it's like looking over you and just
Hello.
this is a strange group to be here. Things particularly going up the balcony.
Hmm.
What do you
Uh,
need?
Happens to be somebody up there we're looking to speak to, Aladdin.
Well, I can only think of one person up there you might want to speak to, and that is very much my.
You should know
Just so
why we're
happens to be our business too, there, Aladdin. So don't see what this little glamorous chit chat that we're having here is in aid of.
He kind of holds up a finger for a second, and you kind of look back, and you see there's a couple of the bouncers have sort of like kind of started. And they kind of see you guys up there, and he just kind of holds up a hand.
Connell.
He goes, "Now, if you're here to see Romeo, as far as I'm aware, you don't have an appointment. I'm gonna need to know a little
Well,
bit more."
should I phone the SAR back and see if maybe there's been a mix-up in how we're supposed to be handling a certain situation here?
Kind of gives you a look for a moment. Is this an official envoy from the Anarchs?
Unofficially official.
What should I tell him it's about?
A problem.
A problem for the Anarchs and the Camarilla.
A Sabat flavored problem.
Say about a 5'4" problem.
Don't know.
About the right height.
Something along those lines.
He goes, "Wait a moment, let me talk to him." As he heads up, he kind of nods to a few of the other kind of guards, step into the place at the top of it. He heads up. You just wait a couple minutes to see if they come back down.
Yep.
Yeah, but as he walks away, I'm going to turn to Maxine and be like, I really hate that smug bastard. You know that?
I know you hate that smug bastard, but you don't got to project it every time we have to talk to him. Subtlety, darling, will get you a long way.
You
Be
get
10
that I'm a
bucks if you punch him.
gangrel, right?
I know. And I'm a Toreador.
And yeah, you lecture me about subtlety.
I can be perfectly subtle when I want to. That's part of the charm, baby.
While you doing this, like shortly after, a bunch of businessmen, like kind of all dressed to the nines, start making their just a line of them start making their way down the steps, kind of in between, like snaking between you, as they're heading themselves into the bar itself, including a couple of those older guys you saw with Romeo.
Do they look like
They look like
our
us.
kind, or
Oh no, these were the drunk motherfuckers who were up there throwing beads and stuff, and these are the guys. These are like actual business people that Romeo's got a good deal of. He's got fingers in a lot of pies, and having mortal allies or at least business dealings is a fairly important thing to keeping your position as prince.
Well, I'm gonna kind of eye these motherfuckers as they walk by.
They're clearly not very good at keeping their ducks in a row considering the situation we're in right now.
Mm,
Bono's like using his like again. I need to reiterate, it's like Sabretooth from the X-Men. These claws. He's using them to pick his teeth.
Aladdin kind of pops back up and then just nods to the guys next to you, and they both like turn, they kind of like with their heads and start walking up the steps.
Maxine will follow.
There happens to be enough empty chairs, a little more than enough empty chairs, a shit ton of empty bottles still laying on the way. And you actually see Romeo just kind of grabs the drink he had and just sort of pours some of it like out of the side. You can hear like a the fuck coming from underneath like the balcony. He just sort of sets it back and goes, "Yeah, three people I was not expecting this. Matter of fact, oh, little lost wayward angels.
Hello, Romeo.
Hello, Max. Celeste, were you considering coming back to the loving arms of the Tremere?
Not if you were the last person on Earth.
Want to keep slumming, huh?
Ah, well, the slum has its benefits.
All right. We are unofficially meeting with the three of y'all, and you see that the other people are kind of hanging around, but they're at a little bit of a distance. Aladdin sits next to Romeo, but you've all, particularly Connell, you've been around enough that he's ready to go if anything happens, because he's a warrior as well. But Romeo just kind of sits back and goes, "All right, so we got a problem. You came here. That tells me a few things. So why don't we start?"
Okay. Tonight, two of your kind chased a little 5'4" bombshell towards our territory, and made it very pointedly clear that there was a blood hunt announced on her.
Right up to the back door of my club, too. Apparently, they had been sniffing around in the neighborhood for some time and did not have the forethought to come in and say hello.
Now, where I'm from, and bear in mind that we are from the slums, so please do forgive our backwards learning types, all right? But where I'm from, Maxine, that's not entirely the best of manners, now, is it?
No, that is downright rude, baby. And even from, as he said, someone who grew up in the slums. Now, you know me, Romeo. I grew up in, well, some of these very bayous just outside the city. You don't do that kind of shit around here.
Well, who was it that entered your domain?
Sabine and a little
Bias?
upstart pup named Fayez, who, quite frankly, he was not the politest of people. In fact, he was rather aggressive. Made it very perfectly clear that he wanted to start some business.
Connell, I imagine you're someone who gets aggressive themselves on occasion.
Oh, I get aggressive. I do, Romeo, but I get aggressive in reaction to people thinking that they can step on my territory and tell me what to do.
Well, they're coming after a problem we thought might have been because of y'all. But the fact that you're here right now, what that tells me, it is most likely not. The Anarchs trying to fuck this city up, which I gotta say, I'm actually a little thankful. But that means we have another problem.
No, we sure fucking do, baby. See, the thing is, we know how you all like to publicize your blood hunts. The fact that you did not do that this time around is disconcerting to me.
I'll tell you the reason we didn't tell anybody about this shit. Because our worry was someone in the Anarchs was stupid enough to try to bring a second fucking Inquisition down on all of our heads, and we needed her taken care of immediately. The person who originally found her, she managed to get the fuck away from. Whoever it was that made her was problem long enough for that person to barely make it out alive.
Well,
once we found out who she was, we managed to get a picture of her going away. It didn't take too long to find out. We need to make her disappear and quick, and that's really, frankly, the quickest way we can think of.
First off, before we continue, Romeo, I might not be a fan of your people or their ways of doing things, but I am respectful of your position. But I will not take kindly to you calling us stupid. We are both meeting here respectfully. Let's try and keep the respect.
If you allow me to restate my position so that we're all good here. I do not think you or a number of the Anarchs are stupid. However, as you will admit, you have a bunch of people underneath your umbrella that you do not have quite the same chains on that we do in the Camarilla. Someone fucks up in the Camarilla, they got a sire we can usually go to, put some blame on that because they get taught real quick. You are a much more open party.
Well, that's because we don't believe in putting chains on people, baby.
Problem is sometimes when you don't have control over people, you have some who aren't going to handle it. Now I am the Prince of New Orleans, the prince of a city that is very much divided between the Anarch and the Camarilla. So when we talk about Camarilla who know the Anarch aren't stupid, I got to be pretty fucking near the top of that.
Listen, I know historically we will always be at odds. We have fundamentally different values and fundamentally different ideals. But when it comes to bullshit like this running around in our city, I imagine we are all going to be of the same mind.
It's the same shit in a different fucking nappy every single time. You look back as far as you want to go, it's just two sides fighting while another side profits on it. I might not understand. I might not like the way you do things. I don't like the way that you talk to people, and the idea of putting shackles on people is some kind of greater plan. But at the end of the day, we've got a bigger problem that's the one that's trying to unseat all of us. So how about we actually break history, and instead of arguing between our two, what should we call it? What's the word? Our two sides, or two preferences, factions, whatever the fuck you want to call it. How about we just stop arguing about it and try and work together on this one little problem before we go back to trying to kill each other? Is that something that can possibly be done?
I agree.
Because quite frankly, 1,200 years ago, we had the exact same fucking issue. And I'm not in the mood for dying for another fucking reason that's actually somebody else's profit margin. So the Sabbat are running around trying to make arses out of both of us from what it's sounding like.
If it's a Sabbat.
If it's the Sabbat.
And if you can take it as gospel that when I mention stupidity among the Anarchs, so definitely I'm talking about the fringes. Because you have to admit, there are people who will do things that are stupid. And Will and ours too, but we immediately went down the chain to see what we could among our own people.
The problem is
Sabbat's probably the problem. Sabbat's decided to do something like this. They're trying to cause some big fucking chaos.
They're trying to make sure that we bring another Inquisition down on our heads. It's what they want. They want us to go after each other instead of looking at the bigger problem. If we start infighting like this,
I'm thinking if
fucking humans are going to start sniffing around.
I'm thinking if they decided to do something like this, they don't really care if you and I fight. What they care about is the Inquisition coming here and turning all of us into dust.
You said that you found the New Blood sire.
Well, we saw them briefly, just a brief fucking glimpse before the one that we found got themselves basically fucking skewered.
You got a picture?
Not of him. I mean, we got a picture of her, which is how we knew that she was, well, let's say,
fucking famous.
Yep.
Lovely.
You know which clan?
We do not.
Well, Celeste.
We should have that information soon.
All right. So if you got yourself some information, that would be fantastic.
Or little. He's gonna look at Celeste and kind of smile at her like.
Well, he looks over at Celeste too because he fucking knows how this works, and he just goes, "I'm assuming you gave some blood and have someone on top of that from one of ours."
You know it.
Our little angel has some tricks.
Well, hopefully. I mean, if it turns out it's one of the clans that pretty much only exists within the Sabbat, then that becomes a whole lot easier for us. However, a bunch of them are in there. Our chances of looking for a Sabbat sleeper cell, there's going to be some work to be done, but that blood can be useful. The other problem we have, though, is right now, somewhere, I'm assuming she's still north of the dirt.
Could be. But
Until we have some more information, I'd like to keep her location, maybe.
Was not thinking you trust me with the location, but I'm just saying as long as she's north of the dirt, we have ourselves walking around someone who Secret Service is probably looking for here pretty quick. Because a missing or kidnapped daughter of a U.S. representative is someone who can actually blackmail
They'll,
the U.S.
they'll
representative.
find they'll find a body that unfortunately took a bit of a alcohol-filled stagger into some nasty alligator-infested swampland.
Poor chap.
You trust us
Such a
enough to let
terrible
us know
thing.
where it was. We can make sure. I'm sure your people are on this too. We can also make sure our people are making sure that whoever happens to be the one to grab it, that DNA is correctly.
We got that
I think it'd
taken
be
care of
better
too.
if less people touch the body and
He
and
just
you're around it.
he
If
kind of
I
he writes down a phone number and kind of passes it over on a napkin and goes, "If you want to pass this chain, it doesn't have to be given to me particularly, but that person could be a number of different organizations here could get it. Between us and you, someone is going to have some sort of a pull because frankly, both Cameron and Anarchs know that having people in the oh fuck, what is it called? The morgue, the coroner's office is a pretty much a mandate for being in
Well,
charge of any city.
Romeo, that's
might
the reason why we were able to take care of this so expeditiously, because Connell made a friend.
less friend, more person I could stand for 2 seconds without wanting to kill. If
But we have
we
it taken
can,
care of.
but on the other side of that, if you'll allow me, Maxine, it might be seen as something that could be advantageous to see the Camarilla working alongside us in finding the root of this. Might lead more to showing that we're less at odds about this one particular situation. You know, and then when it's cleared up, we can go back to hating each other's guts.
I think this is a perfect situation for us to realize we got to work together.
Hmm.
We'll bring it to the higher ups and see what they say. Like I say, I have no office. I'm here as a courtesy to the anarchs. Not something I want to make a habit of.
So, sooner we find out what clan she's from, easier it'll be to narrow down who the problem is.
And Romeo, darling, what do you intend to do about this problem?
If I find whoever tried to bring our city to fucking ashes, once I find them, it'll be scorched earth over them and everyone they ever fucking knew.
Good. I just wanted to make sure.
I think we're on the same page.
Well,
This is something that's very easy for all of us to get together on. I tell you what, I think he also passes over a phone number and goes, "This is a phone you can get in touch with me personally on. The burner phone. There's not going to be any GPS or any of that shit on it, so you can let Rita know that it's not a gateway. Fuck, I know they're keeping."
and Michael, what did you say the first phone number was?
The first phone number was essentially for someone in their organization, essentially his Nosferatu, who his Nosferatu is, to Katia. Basically, to Katia, who's also kind of keeps track of things along.
Well, it seems like we have hit unprecedented times here. The Anarch and the Camarilla of New Orleans might actually be working side by side. Would you look at that?
At which point, like a fly kind of comes down and lands directly on the the first piece of paper, Katia's.
Mhm.
It kind of lands this, and then like up a little bit, and then falls up a little bit, and then falls, and then makes its way off, and goes. He just kind of smiles and goes, "Katia's already on it."
Bono visibly shakes.
And some of you know
Well,
one of the ways Nosferatu actually often know things is they'll use their animalism to essentially take over flies or other things like animals that most people fucking ignore, so they can literally be the fly on the wall.
That is
And overhear
That's
stuff.
so cool.
spectacular.
It's so
I
fucking
love-
cool. I remember when I first,
It's pretty. They can do it with rats as well, right?
yeah, when I first
Mhm.
read that,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
pretty
that's
cool.
so fucking awesome.
That is so
Yeah.
fucking handy.
Love that.
It's gotta,
Nosferatu are pretty sick, man. They're pretty sick.
it's
It,
got to
like-
make up for the fact that you literally cannot be seen, because otherwise people will start shooting at you
hmm
just out of sheer fear because you're that fucking ugly.
So I had some friends took me to the Vampire the Masquerade LARP at the U of I, like a handful of times, and like I was a Nosferatu, and the first time I didn't get the makeup and stuff done because apparently the new Nosferatu you can just be a douchebag as opposed to actually hideous.
Gross.
Yeah.
So then I actually got liquid latex, put all over my face, and started kind of. I did like I took a bruise wheel first, put it underneath, with the liquid latex, put it up, and then I would bring it up and then put like some of the fake like the Bill Nye blood or Ben Nye blood underneath. So I looked kind of horrific, and the next day someone's like, "Oh, I didn't know you look like that." I'm like, "I'm a Nosferatu, of course I look something like." Like that looks awful. I'm like, this is how they should look.
They're supposed to be ugly, not
not
just dick
good.
bags.
I was so when I saw a bunch of people like, yeah, we're Nosferatu too. I'm looking at them going, no, this is because that was they had made some alterations where I was like, this is not.
Anytime I picture Nosferatu, all I get in my head is that line from Ice Age. It's like the L word, yeah, leprosy. Yeah. If we're finished, is there anything else that we need to bring up to this guy on the unofficially official business?
Well, Romeo, if that is all, if you could have a word with Sabina and Fayez, just make sure they understand how courtesy works on my side of the city.
Understand our worries were that you all were possibly.
Oh, I know. And now that we have smoothed that over, I just want to make sure that they are aware that that should be a one-time slip. You picking up what I'm putting down?
He kind of smiles and just goes, "I do."
Good. Now, I hope to see you at the club sometime soon, dear. You know I will always have that table open for you.
Because I might show up there with a sizable. God, that fucking word is.
It's late. You're tired.
I've had a number of words escape my head. A sizable retinue is what, but there's a different
Posse.
sizable posse. There's a different word, but fuck it, posse word. Retinue is what came in my head. I'm also like
retinue.
that works, but it's not quite what I thought. It's not quite what I wanted.
Long as you bring your fucking dollars, baby, I don't give a shit. Your money spends as well as anybody else's.
Romeo, I'd like to ask one more thing as well. If you're passing on a message to Sabina and Fayez.
Oh God.
Just kind of smiles and goes, "You love gossip."
Sabina made it pointedly clear that if I were to commit such a heinous crime as diablerie, then the Camarilla would welcome me with open arms. I'd like it to be known that I'm fairly comfortable where I am right now.
You only mention that because the blood hunt lets diablerie be a thing that we kind of overlook in those cases. Kind of helps get people a little more excited to be part of taking care of whatever the problem is.
Yeah, in arts, diablerie is not really a solution we look at.
Smiles. Just then looks back over at Celeste and goes, "Celeste, you sure this is the group you want to be hanging out with?"
I ask myself that every single day, but for now, yes.
For some reason, she's still fucking here.
When Celeste says that, Connell's gonna kind of look at her again that kind of like the edge of his mouth curls into a wee smile, like. And in his head, he's going like, "That's my girl."
Granddad.
Goes, "All right, I think we're done here."
You have yourself a good night, Romeo.
Oh, I'm gonna be talking with a bunch of dipshit businessmen for a while, so my night's gonna be what it is until I'm able to take off. But it is. Thank you for bringing a little bit of interest in the night and also making this wonderful reaching out between two different organizations.
Listen, you can slap makeup on a goat. At the end of the day, it's still a fucking goat.
Done that before?
I feel like there's a story behind that you should probably tell us, Connell.
There's a lot of things that happen back home.
The beautiful thing is, I had plenty of little insults ready to go, but your friends just teed them all up for me, so I didn't have to say any of them.
Let's go before he decides to start hitting things.
Just smiles and kind of just leans back and goes, "This will be interesting, if nothing else."
No, it'll be fun. Can't
I'm gonna
wait.
stand up. I'm just gonna stand up and start walking out, and I'm gonna look back. Aladdin, it's a lovely jacket.
Thank
And
you.
then
All right,
Oh,
are we good for a bio break?
yeah.
Yes.
I'm good for a bathroom break.
You want to take about 10?
10 minutes.
Yeah, but 10 minutes would be great.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this game. I don't want to leave the chair. I was just going to go into talking about shit that Love and Puck made me do for my homebrew world. I created a whole new race based on Puck.
But yeah, basically the start of the fight, I walk up and I slap the kid, and he tries to start his line, and I slapped him again.
So,
Like, did not let him finish the line. He actually got really
Get
mad
out of
at
there,
me.
boy.
the thing is, I worked with him. Like stuff was okay. I remember Laura was like, "What do we do?" I'm like, "Is are you playing Tybalt as a woman or as a woman?" Cool. Does Tybalt just know that you're not going to be attacked because you're a woman, most likely? Like, how about okay, just slap him when he. Like, time, rat catcher, whack!
Smack the shit out of him. Just fucking
No, it
beat
was
down on
Tybalt.
their ass.
Tybalt, you rat catcher. Will you walk? Smack.
It worked because what you had before, so.
He was he got real mad at me. Like the actor himself, I think, got a little ragey because like he knew it was coming, but I would kind of change it up by like half a line every night
just to catch him a little bit. Yeah.
At one point he actually got mad.
I must be a little bit, but do we have him doing the like hand up and slap thing?
Nope, I slapped him.
Okay,
we just went for it.
If I was doing that now, I would switch that, but I wasn't your director. Anyway, hello, welcome back. All right. You leave the swamp on Bourbon Street filled with just tons of partygoers and tourists filling that area. What do y'all do?
Try to ignore as many of these tourists as I can.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is also kind of what Maxine enjoys because Toreador. So like they don't have the time to fuck around right now. There's bigger shit to do. But she's also not being super subtle right now.
Something catches their eye. We might make a detour, but
yeah, for the most part, we have a baby Kindred to take care of, and we would like to make sure that that baby Kindred does not either A, get drained or accidentally drain someone else. That is the vibe.
Head back to Club Domina?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So Club Domina is, it's still, there's a lot of people in there. You've got burlesque shows going on, kind of everything else. As you head in, double check. We had, quest.
Yes.
Does, Marcus Landry, does he sometimes, does he still know you're alive and around?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So he was one who was the bouncer at the first club?
I don't know if he does.
Okay. So what's this? He's kind of wandered in here, like I said, in his 70s. And someone who still comes to some of these shows sometimes. I would say, as you sort of come in, you see him sort of at one of the tables, got a beer in hand, kind of calls out and throws some money down. Damn. on the thing for the dancer. But there's a lot of people in there. Chances of like it's very easy not to be seen by him right now.
Yeah, just gonna skirt around that. That's not a conversation that she wants to have.
All right, are y'all heading back up to the office?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of come in. Amanda's just sort of pacing the place, and you have a couple others. She's sort of talking with looks like two of the heavies that the Reeves sent with him, that Nassar sent. And these two kind of stop when y'all come in and go, all right. And Amanda just sort of looks and goes, are we okay? Are things, what's going on?
Just peachy keen, jelly bean. I don't mean to lay anything else on your shoulders, but I think you might be a bigger linchpin than we thought. It wasn't just something that someone decided to go out and do for shits and giggles.
Oh.
If that makes you feel any better.
So I got hunted specifically.
Yep.
It would sure look like it last.
So much worse than this being random. I don't know why. I don't know which should be worse, but it feels like, oh,
Yeah, no, this one feels a little bit more personal, I imagine.
it's all right. I don't know what the fuck to do right now. So I guess I am in your hands until there's a place where I can figure this shit out.
You'll be staying here for the time being. I've got my apartments upstairs. There's a light tat room that you can sleep in during the day. And when I say sleep in, I mean you will be compelled to sleep. It's not the kind of thing that you might have done as a youngin' where you decided to fuck around in all hours of the night. No, the daylight will make you sleep.
You will essentially be dead during
Yes.
those hours.
Yes. Your body will shut down. So
Like,
best to do it.
look.
Mhm.
This is a thing that we need to drum into your skull, lass. Like, one of the things that is true about us is that your days of walking along the beach, sipping on fancy drinks and stuff are very much behind you. There's no sunlight
No.
in this life.
Yeah, I've seen the movies. At least I know that at least the
Bless
fact
you.
some of those vampire stuff is true, and the sun is one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is very true. But well, you could be a lot worse places for that.
A lot better places too, but I am where I am.
Storyteller, what time is it? How far are we going till dawn?
We'll say it's about midnight at this point.
Okay.
Oh, we've got a few hours yet.
All right. Well, I think that about does it. We just need to make sure that you are safe and hidden for the time being
Not gonna kill anybody.
and not going to kill anybody. That is also very important.
I was just like, I'm still a little hungry and all, but like I'm not. I don't feel like I'm gonna lose control and kill somebody.
No, you'll get a sense of being able to feel when it's getting close. The thing is, you want to keep it from getting there to begin with.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. I was like, Celeste, at some point you need to track down someone who
Yeah.
actually can do the thing for you.
And we need to go back.
Go do
and-
that now.
All right,
Talk
so if you want to
to-
go ahead, I will let you choose. If you want to New Orleans NPCs, I have a shit ton of pictures that I created through Art Breeder, so they belong to us, or technically public domain, or
Oh.
Creative Commons. Who would you like to, if you want to grab whichever of the ones down there you want and pull it up, that will be the other Tremere, well, at least one of the other Tremere Anarchs in the city.
We'll go with this guy.
All right. Do
I
you, have,
like this guy.
Like this one.
do you have a preference for a name, or do you want us to randomly?
We can
come up with one?
randomize that.
All right, let's
Oh,
go.
he's a pretty one.
He is a pretty one.
Oh, hold on. I gotta see. Let me
Oh, he's a pretty bastard. Yeah, he is.
All right. Oh, I need you to click off of it.
Oh, sorry.
All right,
There we go.
So I can type.
All right, cheekbones. Shit.
Your boy has a jawline for days.
I haven't gotten a chance to say that line yet, and I'm mad about it.
He's like,
How
hello, I'm a Tremere. I'm very pretty.
how very elf-like those cheekbones.
Right?
Okay,
Fucking
Fadi Swahala,
Cheekbones.
or Swada, is one of the other Anarch Tremeres in the city, and a decently powerful one.
Ooh, good. Yeah, I'll seek out Fadi. I don't know how. Probably just. I'm sure we probably have each other's numbers from some point from
Oh,
both being
absolutely, yeah.
Tremere. So yeah,
Oh,
I'd
like
contact him.
The thing is that the Tremere who are Anarchs probably keep pretty close in touch, simply
Okay.
because finding new magical power, it's a lot harder when you don't have the Camarilla. A lot of stuff got collapsed, so even they're looking for things, but the Anarchs tend to be a little more spread out and a little less in touch.
Okay.
So, yeah, you definitely know Fadi.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'd definitely contact him in some way. Say
Yeah.
it's urgent.
You call him?
Yeah.
You hear,
Right.
and behind it he's like, "Yeah, Celeste."
Hey, I kind of have a big favor to ask.
Yeah, what do you need? I'm at little hunting right now.
I'll let you get back to that in just a second. So there's like a whole blood hunt thing going on, and there's a new
what?
Kindred, and we're trying to figure out what
Wait,
she
wait,
is.
give me just a moment. You hear like, and then the door shuts, and you like just hear him outside, and like you just like you can kind of hear some people talking in the background. He goes, "The fuck did you just say?"
Yeah, you heard me correctly. So we're just trying to figure out who might have turned her. I got some blood I can send over, but
All right, this is important enough to be a blood hunt. This is fuck. I guess I'm gonna finish hunting later.
yeah, this is not good. Try to keep it on the down low, please. Just
Because Mike goes, "You think anyone around me knows what the fuck I'm talking?"
I just it's one of those things that goes without saying, but you feel like you have to say it, Especially everyone here has been all high strung, and it's making me high strung and worried and
If you were texting me, this is the point where I'd put the picture of the guy from Seinfeld going, "Hey, look, everybody, talking about a blood hunt. Look, nobody cares." He goes, "Because I'm on a balcony with."
I'm sorry to pull you away from all that.
I know they're waiting here later. All right, where should I meet you?
Um, where are you? I'll meet you there so that way you don't have to cut away from your hunt.
All right. I am at. I checked New Orleans dance clubs. There's literally Funky 54. The Funky. They're at Funky 544.
Wow.
That is a place in New Orleans. I'm at Funky 544 because that's a fucking. There's one literally called just Techno Club. I almost went with Funky 544. Hell yes.
Like Funky 544.
I am a fan of the Funky 544.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna send you this listing page. Just look at the people hanging out
Oh, I'm
at the
excited.
Funky 544 because this yeah, or if you're on the screen, you can actually see it on the stream. Man, this looks like any place. I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping this was going to be a lot more
Oh yeah, that
casual attire.
you're right. That does look like any place.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Joel. I came from Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, they're playing my jam. Shine
Wow.
my angel.
Their Facebook page. Yeah, he goes, I'm at. Oh, I don't even know if this is technically for us. It's still open. All right. Yeah, he goes. Yeah, I'm at Funky 544.
All right, cool. I'll meet you there.
All right.
Maxine, I'm borrowing a car. Bye.
What the? Don't fucking crash it.
All right. Head in. Kind of head up to.
Yeah, I'll head in.
He's out in the back patio. I don't know if you're looking at the stream right now. This picture amuses the shit out of me. From the Funky 544.
Oh, it's a video.
Oh, those faces. That's a great face.
Oh my
The
goodness.
sunglasses, the
All right.
tank top.
All I'm getting from the vibes of this Funky 444 is all I can get in my head is
All right, he's got a sitting out back. You kind of pop out, and he kind of got kind of a bit of a smile on his face. You actually see just a tiny bit of red. Have a goatee? Yeah, you should see a tiny bit of red still hanging on to like right above the lip there.
You got a little bit of dinner left. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Good.
Should have checked myself in the mirror. All right, so
We're Long story short, this girl just showed up at the Domina and was recently embraced, and it's just, yeah, no one sanctioned it, so
They're chasing after.
it's a whole lot of bad. Just so much.
Okay.
So much bad.
Yeah, if they wanted a blood hunt, that's a big deal.
Yeah, but they didn't announce it.
That's not usual. I
Nope.
hadn't heard anything, but I figured maybe I was out of the loop.
See, that's usually what it is for me, but I guess no one else has heard of it, so
All right, so how can I help you?
I got a vial of her blood. I was wondering if you could try to figure out what clan she might have come from, or whoever their sire might be.
Yeah, grab this and just goes, come with me.
Okay.
And he heads sort of like straight back and like opens up one of those the back doors that leads into like kind of the back area. So like, hey sir, you can't be here. He just kind of turns, locks eyes with the person, and there's just a moment where they just kind of go a little bit stiff. He goes, we need this room for. Just goes, smiles, and then heads back out to the thing. He goes, all right, we're gonna make sure we're not disturbed.
Okay.
Goes back into one of the back rooms because you just want to put something in front of the door, make sure nobody comes in.
I'll put up like a chair, table, or anything
Yeah,
in front of it.
Pulls out kind of ceremonial knife and goes. I'm assuming not Nosferatu. Fucking.
I'm smart enough to figure that out.
All right, and does the ritual kind of goes through and then just. All right. Okay. Let me just double check what all they can find out on that. I know one of it is the. Oh wait, I should just look in here. It's a lot easier because it's already there. Powers, discipline, blood sorcery. Not blood of potency. It was taste for blood.
Yes.
All right, he just kind of takes a moment and. Not Kindred, which we knew. Relatively recent, not particularly powerful. Is there one of them that goes, yeah, and like does the ritual? Goes, well, congratulations, we have a baby Sabat,
No!
Lasombra.
Oh,
Fucking dick nuts.
fucking fuck.
Shit, damn, cock, fuck.
Oh
Well.
boy.
Well, good thing we know. He goes. So apparently we've got some Sabat in the city someplace. That's
Yeah.
it. Could be
Kind of.
hiding as another clan.
Mm.
Sabat kind of eschew clans anymore, but that shit's still in their blood no matter what they want to think.
You think they'd be hiding as another clan?
It's very likely. Sabat have been since they got fucked by the Inquisition. Sabat like to hide and pretend to be other people. But even this is what I know about Sabat. Sabat don't give a fuck about clans anymore. They don't think it matters. They've got their own shit going on, but in their blood, we can still tell where it came from.
Okay.
Shit, damn, fuck, shit.
You haven't heard anything about other kindred going missing or anything like that, have you?
There's no Kindred I'm aware of.
Okay. Oh shit. That was worse news than I wanted, but thank you nonetheless. I owe you one.
The guy has this moment and goes, "What else should I know about this? This person that got turned, done by Sabat."
She's her dad's the House representative Kentucky. So like, this was intentional.
To go to ground is what
Yep. We actually went and talked to Romeo today about it. That's how
Romeo.
bad it is. Yeah.
Jesus. Fuck.
I'd be careful out there if I were you.
Yeah. Good thing I just fed. I think I'm gonna be hanging out for a while. Please let me know if we find out if it's safe or something. But fuck, if you need anything. Fuck.
Oh boy. Oh, that's not what I wanted to hear.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right. Yeah, just go into hiding. I'll let you know when it's safe-ish, or if it ever gets to that point. I'll keep you updated when we know more.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just a lot of off fuck, you know?
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
I'll let other people know. We'll try to get everybody off the streets and
Please do. Thank
not
you.
in a place they can be found.
Because everybody's going to be out looking right now.
All right, you head back to the Domina.
Yeah, I'll head back now.
On your way back, someone comes up and like there's a like a frenzied knock at the door of your office, Maxine.
Mm.
Where y'all heading?
What?
One of your dancers, Jamie, kind of pops in and she just goes, "Maxine, we got suits here.
We got what?
We had some suits walk in, and she kind of like she sees Amanda there, and she goes, they're flashing some pictures."
Maxine, you got any scissors by any chance, love?
Yep. Gonna hand that over. But we need to get her out of here, and we need to get her out of here quickly.
That's fine. I can get around.
Go now.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Amanda and just be like, okay, so you'll sleep here next time, but for now you're gonna sleep where I sleep.
Okay.
Amanda, you need to go, and you need to go now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm gonna take because like Connell wears like like big like very much like other gang big baggy like cardigan style hoodies,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna sling that over her. And then as we're walking out, as soon as we're out the door, just start like rubbing her back and just be like, there, lass. As soon as we get you home, you'll be right as rain. So you will. We'll get a nice cup of tea down your throat. You'll be able. She's absolutely should have had a little bit much to drink. It's the demon drink. It's
All right.
it's a right mess. It is. It's a horrible nuisance. Seriously. Oh, if her mother could see her now, she'd be rolling her eyes. So she would. Oh, it'd be a horrendous job.
Sounds like go ahead and make a stealth roll, which sounds like you're also using your wits. Along with stealth.
That was a lot of so much
with a level of 3 there.
So just say stealth and wits, yeah?
Yeah, I would use stealth, wits, and I don't. Do you have anything else that? I won't give you anything else that helps with that.
Don't think I do. No, stealth and wits. Let's see. Where's? There it is. There, I got it. I got you. I got you.
it.
Come on.
All right.
I'll take that.
All right. Yeah. So as you go, there's just a moment where you said you cut off some of her hair.
So like kind of before we step out, I just like take the hair and just go yeah, below the chin.
Yeah, and she kind of hangs her head like she's that sick friend, like the one that drank too much. And you there's a moment where one of the guys just kind of scans like the top of her head and just sort of looks you in the eye. You can actually see coming up from the collar. There's that little earpiece. Kind of going in there, and like suit is like immaculate. As comes in, you walk straight past and then out that door, and you see the guy kind of turn and goes, Have you seen this woman? And is asking questions kind of around the
I'm
bar.
gonna. Does he ask me if I've seen
No,
the?
no.
If I've seen the one?
You hear him
Right,
asking
okay.
someone else. You are out. Maxine, what are you doing?
Jamie Narlin, are they just asking questions or are they asking for management?
They haven't asked for management yet. So far, they've been asking just if anybody has seen that woman. They're asking mostly the crowd, a couple bartenders.
Oh, all right. Micah, would it be safe to assume that we haven't been flashing her around?
No, the thing, yeah, y'all. The thing is, some of the people might have seen her when she first came in, which was several hours ago. Now those people are likely not here right now.
Okay.
The fact that they're here means someone probably saw someone match that description.
Uh-huh.
But beyond that, you can't quite be sure.
Well, what's the relationship with Jamie?
Jamie. Let's make Jamie. Don't know why I will make it. Let's make Jamie one of your head, like the head dancer. She's kind of the one that. Well, she's Mama. She's the one that helps take care of everybody.
She's Mama Jamie.
She's Mama Jamie.
Jamie's gonna love that.
You call her Betty Lee, I call her Mama.
Jamie, honey, I think you understand the importance of discretion. There are a lot of things going on that you might not understand.
Shit's happened here before.
There you go. It's just more weird shit. Let's leave it at that. Go on. Make sure the girls are ready for the next number.
Kind of heads back down. There's a moment later. She goes, you just kind of hear, she goes out, like, probably, I'm assuming there's probably another entrance. It goes down towards, like, the dressing room.
Like backstage.
You just kind of hear, all right, get your asses up. We're going to get out there and go, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, does, like, a bit of a pep talk, and the next bunch of numbers start to happen.
Yeah, if they're not asking for management, there's no reason for management to go down. Knock on the door.
Maxine, there, we got some suits asking for management.
Send them on in, sugar.
All right, and then moment open, then you get a couple of them walking in. Celeste, as you are pulling up, you see Connell and what looks like a very drunk Amanda with her hair cut, kind of stumbling out of Club Domina.
I'll march right up to him. She's fucking Sabat.
And Amanda's head kind of just pops up and goes,
It is. Do we know which type?
He said what type, did he?
La Sombra.
Sombra.
It's fucking grand. That's just great. Because, I thought the spiritual assholes that I had to deal with in my life amounted to, at the most, yourself there, dear Celeste. But apparently, no. We've got the ones who are the crazy sort of spiritual types. Fucking fantastic. That's just grand. Amanda, we're going to get you to a place and, I don't know, fucking lock you up or some shite like that.
What does this mean going to happen to me?
There's a dungeon, like.
What? Dungeon?
Just don't look in mirrors for a while, will you? Please, fuck's sake.
Oh no! I forgot.
Yeah, I'm gonna start I'm just gonna get her to the firehouse real quick.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna say to Celeste, yeah,
I forgot that was a thing too. Holy shit!
I forgot.
Yeah. So there's that.
Oh, she doesn't show up in security cameras. This may actually help you.
There's suits inside that are asking questions. So for tonight, Amanda's gonna stay at the firehouse.
Okay.
I'll make sure that she's not gonna kill anybody.
Okay.
Funny thing is, I picked La Sombra kind of. I was like, I know it's one of this about. I'll pick La Sombra. I forgot that was their clan thing, but it also means no one was able to take a picture of her. And she's not going to show up on any cameras, so no one's going to be able to look back and go, "Hey, that's the representative's daughter. That's actually a benefit to y'all."
Worked out so well.
Thanks, storyteller.
Thanks, random choice.
Thanks for that. That's real helpful right there.
that's real helpful. That is.
That's yeah.
At least she won't be able to see the haircut she just got. So
It's true.
Oh
Oh.
I was about to say Connell is the one thing.
Yoink.
yep.
People say that players put a bit of themselves into their characters. One thing I did not give to Connell is my skill, my profession. So no, it was very much a hack and chop. Chop, chop,
It's gone.
It is fucking gone.
Are you a stylist?
I'm a barber.
Oh, cool.
I would like. I'm training to be a stylist.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. So if he's doing that, I'll head in to help Maxine.
Yeah. So Maxine, the in walks there's 2 officers.
Mm-hmm.
As they walk in, as he
Oh,
goes to his
God.
name generator.
As he goes to his name generator. I didn't think we'd have to be dealing with fucking feds right away. Shit.
One of them kind of comes in and kind of like shows the badge and goes, "I'm Minato, Secret Service. We're looking for," and he kind of like shows you up a picture of Amanda, or like a recent, like this is a couple days ago pic, because you actually can see the parties behind her in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this woman?
Don't believe I have.
We had someone. We put out information on there. Someone said that they saw her come into this this establishment a couple days, or like would have been like that was this evening. Yeah, like early this evening.
I mean, it's possible, darling. I get a lot of people coming in and out of my club. Or I suppose you can see. She'll point down to the rowdiness.
Okay. If you make a subterfuge roll,
Ugh.
you do not have subterfuge. However, I think
Hold on.
you have manipulation.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know if you've got a discipline that would help you here.
Maybe. Hold on. Let me get to the right page. I've got persuasion.
Well, you're trying to hide here is the biggest thing. So you're trying to hide the fact that you're aware that she, because this is the kind of stuff that they're often do.
Yeah.
Your compel might be.
Okay. Yeah. I will give that a try.
Well, yeah, you have Singlish, no longer than a short sentence to be obeyed. Yeah, you can give them kind of a quick thing that way.
Well, it's no roll is required against an unprepared mortal victim.
Yeah, that actually might not be the right one, because that does that you basically give them a command. Awe or daunt might be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll throw awe on.
Okay. Yeah, persuade. The thing is, I think for this one, charisma related rolls, this will work. Okay, so it will allow you to add your presence rating to that skill roll. So for that, what you can do is click on the little plus for your presence as well. Roll all of those, and then you'll make a rouse roll after.
Hold on. Where's my presence?
Oh, so presence is on other.
Okay.
So click the little plus there.
Yes.
And then you should be able to click the plus on either wits or subterfuge. Subterfuge doesn't have anything, so might as well hit wits. Then grab those dice, the little black die from wits, throw it into the chat box.
Okay.
Oh no.
Can I willpower it?
Yes, you can spend a willpower to re-roll those 3 dice that are.
How do I do that?
So where it says willpower, you have a little
Yeah.
SP up in the corner.
Yes.
Go ahead, click that.
Yes.
And it should go, hey, here, which ones do you want to re-roll? It'll be those three that were not successful.
Well, 2 of them are hunger die.
Oh, shit, yeah, it has to be just the one. That works. That
That
gives you 3 successes, which actually meets it, which means you succeed. There's just this moment where like, oh, go ahead, make a rouse roll to see if your hunger goes up.
Yep.
Nope, it does not.
Woo.
Yeah, so there's just this moment where he just kind of takes a look and goes, well, he pulls out a card and goes, it's very important that we find her. This is, she's possibly been kidnapped. So if you happen to have found her, we don't know if someone after her. Her father's fairly well off, so this might be a thing. You contact us?
Of course. If we see anything, I'll be sure to let you know.
All right, Celeste.
Agent, what was it?
Minato.
Agent Minato. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and he and Theta end up going to, and like Celeste, as you kind of come up to the door opens and you see service walking down.
Okay. Can I do like a quick like look around to see if those are the only 2 in the club right now?
Yeah, those are the only they stick out. Those are the only 2. And no one else is dressed kind of like they are.
Yeah. I'll like just kind of nod to him and then walk into Maxine's office.
Okay.
Maxine's gonna watch them leave on the cameras.
Yep, you see them head out the front. And Connell, you're heading back to your firehouse?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, the 2 of you kind of walk back there. Yeah,
So-
you see them leave, Maxine.
Oh, and she's gonna shut the fucking door and lock it.
So that was bad.
That was very bad. That means that someone pointed them here, and that means someone definitely wants the Inquisition on our asses.
You want me to make your night better?
Sure.
Mandy's a Sabat.
What? What
Oh, is
fucking
that what-
fla-
Is that what better is?
What if I had
I-
something that's better? I just shock you into it.
I think you may want to reconsider what your definition of better is, my dear. But what fucking flavor?
Why can I not remember
The
this?
Sombra.
Yep. Thank you. I have it written down. I just my brain is not working today.
It's fine. I feel like we're all in the same boat.
Sombra.
Oh, good.
So-
Well, at least no one will see her on the fucking security cameras.
That's good. Because we didn't really consider the fact that all those people kind of just watched her run into here beforehand, and then
No. Mm-mm.
whoops, she's dead in the bog.
Oopsie.
Well,
Connell said he's taking her to the firehouse and is gonna watch out for her. It didn't seem like anybody was following them, so I think they're good and gone.
I hope so. But again, they can't really prove that she was here if they can't find her on the cameras.
True.
Shit. We're gonna need to tell Orianne.
Let me just text her so we don't have to like.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm assuming that the higher ups have ways of being contacted.
Oh yeah, you can throw a text her away.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna.
well,
I'm gonna
actually-
call.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
really?
actually, I was like, you usually calls because texting and such. If that happens to get interrupted, like they very careful about what takes place on cell phones and internet and such. Phone
Mhm.
calls are a little harder for people keeping track.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure it's a phone call.
Good call.
Yep.
What did we find out?
Well, I think we definitely have Sabat on our hands.
How do we know it's
She's-
Sabat?
She's a fucking La Sombra.
That means we're not necessarily at war. We got other shit we got to worry about. All right, I'll get a hold of Romeo.
Like the fact that the feds were sniffing around my club when I got back.
They should very soon be getting themselves a little bit of a tip where to find a particular body, so they may find her dead here soon. The feds may be less of a problem. The Sabat are still going to be one.
Oriane, dear, my worry is someone says they saw her go into my club.
Well, she's Lasombra, not like they're going to be able to prove that, are they?
It's true. The unofficial official meeting with Romeo was surprisingly productive. And this is on speaker, so Celeste can hear too.
I have heard through some other channels that apparently we are possibly working together as necessary.
I think we might actually have an armistice.
That'll be useful. Do me a favor, please tell Amanda to stay the fuck away from any caricature artists while she's keep a lid on her.
Yeah,
Oh, I was gonna take her to Bourbon Street tomorrow.
Keep her away.
God damn it. There was me hoping to just wander down and just, here's the next part of your vampire journey. A caricature.
It's a caricature.
We all have them in our rooms.
No, Oriane, we'll do what we can to make sure that she is not seen until the investigation dies off.
All right. We'll keep in touch.
She's with Connell, and if anybody can get someone off the grid, it's him.
That's true. He still
Probably
basically
exists off the grid.
He basically lives off the grid. We have contacts for Romeo and his cohorts. They are willing to help ensure that any investigation that comes out of this poor soul being dragged out of the bogs goes in our favor.
Okay. You like give over the phone numbers. She goes, all right, we'll let them know.
You know, there's a reason that I never wanted to be a mother, but it would have been easier if I hadn't died.
Well, a lot of things are easier before you die. Weird fucking thing about all this.
Shit. Oriane, is there anything else you need from us?
Right now, just keep her out of the way until we manage to hopefully track down whoever the fuck this is that did.
Yeah, well, knowing her clan will make it easier, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Celeste, you still got any more of her blood, or does that all get used up?
It was all used up.
Okay. I ain't got nothing.
All right. Well, she's
I can go get more, though.
Yeah, she's amenable and agreeable, if nothing else. So I think she wants to figure out who fucking did this to her as badly as we do.
She's probably shocked that she probably hasn't had enough time to figure out what the fuck's been going on.
No, she is definitely shell shocked. Right now, I think that's a good thing.
All right. Well, night's burning. You'll probably be sleeping before too long.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Click.
Click.
Because both in films and RPGs, no one says goodbye.
Nope.
I know you were the
have
villain
waste
because you had an
time.
iPhone. I know that because I watched Knives Out special feature.
Oh yeah, some like villains aren't allowed to have iPhones.
Which is fucking hilarious to me.
That's just fucking trim. Yeah, because
That's
every
why
single
the
villain in the
galaxy-
world just went, every single one of us has gathered here. Darth Vader, the weird guy from Die Hard, the Riddler, Joker. None of us are allowed iPhones. No, we're purely Android users from now on, people.
Did you just call Hans Gruber the weird guy from Die Hard?
No,
Respect on Hans fucking Gruber.
no, not Hans Gruber, Jeremy Irons.
Oh, we don't count him. He's the second.
We don't count him.
He's what, second Die Hard or?
I don't
I think so,
remember.
second or third one.
I
I don't fucking
I think
know.
it's
Hans
second.
Gruber's the only villain that deserves to be recognized.
Because the third Die Hard was good.
My brother and I marathon those every Christmas.
Glorious. Good.
Oh yeah, I guess he was. It looks like he maybe was in the third one. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, he's okay. That was a good one.
It's chill. He's fine.
I haven't watched.
It's cool.
I haven't seen the second one. I think since it came out.
Oh God. Yeah. Maxine's gonna hang up and like kind of do that like real heavy lean on the end of her desk.
Mm-hmm.
And like she is a lady. She would never do this unless straits were very dire. She is actually going to take off the 6-inch platform heels.
That's my stars.
Yep. She's taking off the fucking heels.
Oh, sorry, wait. Sorry, I forgot. I'm Irish. In the name of the wee man.
Oh my stars and garters.
While you three talk to me, just a sec, I'll be right back.
Oh, this is shit.
Celeste is like sitting in the chair in front of the desk with like her feet up on your desk, like
Get your
very
fucking
quiet.
feet off my desk.
But I just
Get your fucking feet off my desk.
okay. So what are we doing? What can we do?
Well, we're gonna have to go the fuck to sleep in a little bit here, but we're gonna need to tell Romeo that there is definitely Sabat in the city. We are going to need to figure out who that fucking Sabat is in the city, and to be perfectly honest, I would be more than all right with taking their fucking head off. They went after a girl who was just trying to enjoy a night with her friends and family, and they turned her world shit upside down. So someone's gonna have to fucking pay for that.
We need to figure out a way to get them out of their little rat holes before we can do any of that.
I don't know. I think that's a little more than we can handle at this point. There are only 3 of us. But we do have a whole movement that we stand with, so that's what resources are for. Fuck. Time like these where I wish I could still drink.
Send up a drunk person.
Ugh,
Oh man.
hell. Yeah, wait, hold on. There's one of my fucking regulars there.
Yeah.
Nah, it'll be fine.
I could go for an appetizer.
You can go for an appetizer.
I'll call him Chicken Fingers.
No.
Look, she's safe for tonight. Connell won't let anything happen to her.
No.
He's hard to find as is. So tomorrow during the day she'll be fine. But tomorrow night
she's gonna need to feed again, more like than not.
I
Connell.
can't really bring her around my people to feed her, but
Nope.
I say, Connell. As the two of you kind of like head up to the fire station, there's this moment where your reflection shows up into the glass, and she just kind of pauses, and she's like right there with you, and goes,
Oh baby.
"What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
not all the vampire stuff was true.
Right. So like you know how like I said there's like things that certain clans have advantages.
Yeah.
We identified the fact that you're part of a clan called Clan the Sombra. I don't know much about them, if I'm perfectly honest with you. There's that arseholes of them. Well, no offense or nothing. But yeah, you don't show up on things. You don't have a reflection. As far as I'm aware, those weird camera things that people have nowadays, you don't show up on them either.
So
There's a benefit to that. That being that chances are we'll be able to move around maybe a little bit sooner than we thought.
look like shit because I can't check my hair and makeup.
Not gonna lie, your hair does look a bit like shite.
Yeah, you chop part of it off.
It was either that or you get spotted and kill your dad.
I mean,
Which
yeah,
would you
I
prefer?
get it, but yeah, it looks like shit right now. But oh, god damn.
Bono's gonna take her up to the, like the bunkhouse and like firehouses where
Yeah, she literally
firefighters
she literally walks
slipped.
in and goes, "Is this Ghostbusters?"
No, you can't bust ghosts. They're not corporeal.
Gotta show you. Uh,
There's all the bunkhouses don't have windows in them, so you should be fine. Just pick a bed and sleep in it.
Okay.
Don't get comfortable either. This is my place. It's not yours. Tomorrow you go back to the club and then we'll find out what happens to you from there.
I don't think comfortable's on my recent. I'm going to be in my recent future.
Look, I'm not good at dealing with young people. All right, like I said, I'm close to 1,200 years old, and quite frankly, I'm still getting used to this new thing that your generation and your previous generation, and pretty much the previous 5 generations before you have the cheek and the audacity to call a functioning world. But there's a lot worse places you could be right now. A lot worse.
Thank you.
There's a,
I'm only 3 days into this, and this is. I owe you my. Do we call it life?
call it what you want to call it. I use the term existence.
Well, I probably owe you my existence. Thank you.
He looks really, really uncomfortable and just like turns and walks away.
Okay.
Just like
Nope.
goes up to like what used to be like, you know, like the fire chief's office, but he's dragged like a bed up there. Well, not like a bed. He's dragged like the mattress, shoved it or like cut it and shoved it inside like a bunch of sheets and strung up like a hammock,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of makes his way up there, gets in his hammock and just like throws all the blankets over him and just like kind of settles down like I fucking hate kids.
Oh, Grandpa.
He's
Grandpa.
sitting there like when he first woke up from torpor, he was like, "Oh my god, all my children are grown up, all my loved ones are dead." And he's like, "Thank fuck, I never got to see them be teenagers."
You're the grandpa that goes, I don't want the cat. I don't want the cat. And then like every picture that's ever taken with you after that is you and the cat.
There's only one person he will actively admit that he treats like he is like their like father, grandfather, and that is Celeste. Everybody else he treats with mild annoyance and indifference.
Bullshit.
Celeste is like, yeah, okay, you are the one who I will not get annoyed at if you call me like grandpa or something like that. Everybody else is like Maxine gets away with it. It annoys him, but she gets away with it. Everybody else is like, you call me grandpa one more time, and I will find a grandpa, I will take their cane, and I will find an orifice to shove it in. And here's a hint, it won't be your mouth.
We'll
Mouth
turn
is
you
still
into
bad.
a corn dog.
I'm gonna take that baseball bat, stick up your ass, and turn you into a popsicle. One of the best movie quotes of all time. It's great.
All right.
Shit.
So I think probably everyone's getting ready to crash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back to my place.
Settling down.
Hold on. I'm gonna look at something real quick. Because annoyed. So this is New Orleans, and people get shitty when they're drunk. If Maxine were to go outside, would she see any gentlemen who look like they're trying to cause problems for any of the lady folk?
Oh, there's at least going to be sort of cat collars, creepy motherfuckers, all that sort of normal.
I'd want to go looking for someone who's probably trying to like follow some poor girl home.
Yeah, like you kind of like wandering around for a little bit. It doesn't take too long to find some guys. Like, hey, man, why are you walking so quick? Come on, you came to New Orleans. You should be ready to party.
Gonna follow him for a little.
Yeah, she's heading faster, and he's kind of like starting to trot. Keep up, like kind of heads down one of those streets where the streetlights If they're here, they certainly aren't working.
Okay. Want to catch up to him.
Mhm.
Be like, hey, baby.
Turns and goes,
Oh, you looking to party?
I don't got much money on me. Fuck yeah.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. She's gonna turn him into the wall, and she's gonna bite him.
All right. To see if this gets him without, go ahead and make a. It'll be charisma plus. I think probably your
Well,
persuasion.
actually, hold on. Let me activate awe first.
Okay. Oh.
Oh. You literally just fucking told me how to do this too. What the fuck?
Yeah. So
Presence. There it is.
Hit the thing.
And charisma.
Yeah. The thing is, remember, this may take you down another. Of course, you can gain up to 2 from.
That's the point.
Yep. All right. Go ahead and make your roll.
Messy critical.
You also, to be fair, also. So messy. You also would have been able to roll your persuasion.
Oh, can I try that again since I did that wrong then?
What I would just do, I think, hit slash roll to 2d10. If you just put slash roll and then a space and then 2d10.
Slash. Maybe. Dear chat, please do the thing. Michael, the chat's not working.
I'll do it. Slash roll 2d10. Oh, the other thing we could do is you also can grab a little d10 at the bottom. If you grab it and then right click it again, you'll get a second one. Yeah. So here's the thing with a messy critical, that essentially means shit gets.
Hold on, I see how that works.
So shit gets a little out of control here. With a mess, so you can spend willpower if you want to kind of roll part of that. With a messy critical, I'll say in this case, you probably are going to drain him completely.
That won't do. Spend a willpower.
He's put an animal would.
What do you roll to get a messy critical?
You roll a success, like a critical success on a hunger die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so not just a regular success, but you actually have to have essentially at least 2 10s, one of which is that critical. Yeah, okay. So with the messy one, gains 1 or more stains from your monstrous actions. So right now, if you don't spend a willpower, you're going to drain him completely dry.
Let's not do that.
Killing him, which will take you down to possibly 0 hunger.
Yeah, but then there's a body that has to be dealt with, and fuck's sake, that's annoying.
All right, so that's going to make 4 successes, and not a critical one. So yeah, you managed to. I'm assuming you're taking him probably as much as you can.
Getting rid of a hunger.
To be fair, go ahead and make your rouse check just in case. Yeah, so basically that'll take you down to 1 hunger because you can basically take 2 from him. Mm-hmm. Celeste, are you grabbing a bite on the way home? Going through the drive-thru?
Going through the drive-thru. Damn it, Michael. Oh, did we lose Hallie?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It looked like you froze.
Sorry.
It did look a wee bit like you froze, my dear.
I think I did freeze for a little bit though.
Are you going? Are you getting a little snack?
I'm not. I'm just gonna walk my happy ass home.
All right.
I've actually realized Connell will probably nip out to grab a bite because I've just realized that I'm quite high in hunger.
Okay. Yeah, so you're looking for. Okay, let me do something real quick. I'm going to predators. Add that. You're an alley cat.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just threw that in so we actually have the thing where we can click on it for you. Yeah, you go through, and there are people looking to rob and pickpocket others. You want to make your strength plus brawl. You manage to find some people who are kind of hunting down some tourists.
Specifically looking for much like Maxine, somebody that really deserves it.
Okay.
Somebody that really deserves it.
Yeah, so actually, you can do wits plus streetwise to find the victim. Yeah, as you kind of go through, there's one point they kind of gets this couple kind of in an alley. Is got a knife out and it's like, give me your wallets, your phones, and your watches. Any jewelry.
So that was strength plus brawling, yeah.
Or actually, if you feed on criminals as some sort of a dark knight of this, wits plus streetwise, or you could do strength plus brawl if you're just looking to beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, he's pissed, so he wants to.
Yeah, go ahead and roll strength plus brawl. Let me know what you. Well, we'll make the roll and then tell us.
Michael.
Yep.
Just real quick, Maxine's gonna, for her feed, she's gonna make sure the girl gets away.
Oh yeah, it takes a whole scene to drain someone by 2. So yeah, she's well gone by the time you're finished.
Yeah,
and he's just
out of it. Yep, gonna close the wounds up and.
Yeah. So yeah, you got that couple that have been kind of like pinned in one of those darker streets. Guy's got the knife. Tell us what you do, because that's going to succeed.
Is one of them a messy critical? Is that what I'm looking at?
You actually that has to have another 10. So the 10s are the ones that will have the 2 little dots with them. So you can have 1 10 on a hunger die and you're okay. It's when there's another 10 either on the hunger or the regular die.
Okay, so at this point, I'm not like the last time. I'm not trying to be calm and cavalier about it. I'm just kind of coming up, aiming to kind of try and get behind the guy, grab him and just slam him into the wall, and then just say to the people he was trying to mug, might want to keep yourselves off these streets. They can be quite dangerous at night time.
Yeah, they both kind of start to run, and the guy's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like so you slam him into the wall.
Yeah.
Blood. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking drink him dry.
Oh.
All right, completely. Just drop him, and I think
he but like aggressively, like he is making it look like an animal.
Okay.
Like he's no like the past couple of days he's had people come into his territory. He's had some asshole try and step up to him. He's had to bite his tongue around people. He's kind of at the point where he wants to kind of let the animal out a little bit.
Okay. We'll say that would often be like a stain on you. However, your don't protect the weak, or rather the preying on the weak doesn't make you strong. That will actually negate that one stain.
Okay.
So yeah, you just drink him entirely dry, and you take care of the corpse, or just leave it there.
I mean, he's making it like so as like he's digging his claws in, and he'll like rake his claws along like the guy's face and stuff to make it look like it was an animal attack. Probably throw some of the blood around. So I think it would actually be a bit more sensible for him to leave the body as it is.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's a cougar's not going to come in and rip somebody apart and then stuff them in a bin. So.
All right, you can take your hunger down to 0.
Yeah. And he's gonna shrug it off and be like, this really big deep sigh of like feeling like the beast inside kind of clawing like at the insides, like it's got a wee bit of freedom, it's tasting it, and then he's gonna just almost like stretching out as if it's the first time he's actually stretched properly in like a really long time, and then just kind of casually start hands in pockets and start whistling as he makes his way back to the firehouse.
Probably sounds about the point the camera kind of comes out. We're about 10 o'clock here, and I get up early. Fade to black. All right, good place to end for tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 2
Oh
things.
God. Yeah.
Everyone, give yourself 2 experience points.
Yeah. Fucking
How do we spend this experience point?
All right, so let me. Here, I put it over here. I'm gonna pop this open for you. Actually, it's something you can do here. So I'm gonna share this for you real quick. Did a thing that says traits experience or traits cost experience just pop on your screen?
Yes.
Oh,
If
mine's did, yeah, but I accidentally clicked it away. Can pop
here,
up from you.
I can hit share again. So
Thank you.
if you want, if you want to click the little red dot in the upper left hand corner, you can drag it down on one of those 1 to 12 at the bottoms, and you'll always be able to click it up from there. So it takes a little bit to be able to afford a lot of but some things, like if there's skills that you don't have, those are relatively cheap. You can get a level 1 right now, or like a level 1 blood sorcery ritual, or a 1 point in advantage. Everyone should have
here,
3.
It says here increase skill on new level times 3. Right, okay, cool.
Yeah, so if you've got 0 dots, if you want a 1 dot, it would cost you 3.
Right, cool, got you. Gotcha.
Yeah, and if you drag that on the bottom, it'll be easy for you just to grab anytime you need it. And also next week, I am not. My family is far away, so I am just sort of hanging out. So I am nowhere for Thanksgiving. I will be around. I do not know about our other American friends.
I don't celebrate
No.
Thanksgiving.
We don't celebrate Thanksgiving in the UK, so I'm all good.
I don't know, just because my husband might be coming home next week, and I'm
Yeah,
in weird limbo right now.
Yeah,
Play it by ear.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
us informed on the Discord. So
Sure.
we may or may not be here next week. If we want to go through and have you all let us know who you are and where we can find you.
Yeah. Hi guys. My name is Laura Tutu, or just Tutu, or Tutu Who. You can find me on TikTok as Tutu Who, on Twitter as Laura_Tutu, and on Instagram as Tutu Who. I'm very excited to be here. You can catch me also with the World's Guild Wednesdays at 6 p.m. with these actually other 2 lovely folks, but I'll let Brand talk about that one because that's his game.
I'm Hallie, or Jalapeno on TikTok. Hey Jalapeno. I'm literally every other social. I don't know. I do art, design video games.
I'm Bran, or on TikTok I go by Son of Asgard. I DM lots of D&D campaigns on my Twitch channel, which is Asgard's D&D Adventures. It's all in my own homebrew setting. There's plenty of homebrew shenanigans going around. It's a lot of fun. I also DM on the World's Guild, where I DM both Hallie and Laura in a little fun post-apocalyptic steampunk kind of campaign called To the Skies. It's every Wednesday. We are on a bit of a break just now because my wife is due to give birth any day now. So yeah, we are going to be returning first week in December, hopefully. Is when we'll be returning back, literally the 1st of December. Another thing that I'm doing is on my TikTok. I'm trying to get 75,000 followers, and if I do, I'm going to be doing a big, massive D&D TikTok content creator battle royale where I get 20 D&D TikTok creators to absolutely stab fuck out each other and see who comes out on top. So if you want to see that happen, go check me out on TikTok. I make some D&D shit and I rant and rave about being Scottish. It's great.
It's a good time.
All right, I am Michael. I'm Improv GM on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and Confessions of an Improv GM on YouTube, where I have a shit ton of RPG actual plays, some of the stuff we've done over a bunch of years. I also run a masks game on Sundays at 7 p.m. It's been a lot of fun, and I want to thank y'all for being here, and have yourself